This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. And by Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is always ready to lend a hand in the communities that they serve. Log on to midwestbank.com to find out more.
A beautiful Friday evening in the middle of Nebraska, the home of Nebraska's largest rodeo. Tonight, the home of a key, marquee, eight-man football matchup. Hello, everyone, and welcome to high school football on News Channel Nebraska alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. Tonight's Nebraska Public Power District matchup features the Burwell Longhorns and the Bulldogs of Ainsworth. NPPD always there when you need them. Lou, these are two programs that over the last decade have been polar opposites in terms of success, and yet over the last year, it's kind of flipped around. Ainsworth has become the marquee team. Burwell saw their playoff streak broken last year, but look, they're still one of the bellwether programs in eight-man, and for Ainsworth to get to the level they want to get, you got to go through Burwell to get there.
Yeah, you got to come on the road here tonight and get a win against this Burwell program. A young team a year ago. They've got some seasoning now. They've got some players that saw some action last year and are ready to go. And what better way for Burwell to get going than to beat a team like Ainsworth that is loaded right now. Tons of talent. The difference, you mentioned the last 10 years, for Ainsworth, they've had four total since 1980 playoff appearances where Burwell has been in the championship game 4 times since 2015, so very, very different. But right now, it looks like Ainsworth is the team to beat.
Ainsworth, the team that wants to get to the level that Burwell has been at. We'll introduce you to the players that will try to get both their teams to victory tonight. Next, you're watching the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska.
The pregame show is brought to you by Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Custom Sports. Check them out at customsportsco.com. NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Welcome back to Burwell alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay, getting set for Ainsworth and Burwell, an eight-man football this evening. Look, the Burwell Longhorns had a get-right game last week. Very impressive 54-12 victory over Medicine Valley after a loss in week 1. You talked about it before the break, Lou. This was a young team last year. They're not young anymore, and they're going to run the football a lot, but you want to beat Ainsworth, you need to come up with some big plays, and Wyatt Swoboda is the guy who's going to get those big plays for Burwell this evening.
Yeah, I think Swoboda, he's a difference maker really on both sides of the ball. One of the leading tacklers on this team a year ago, plus one of the top offensive players rushing and receiving last year. One of those young guys that really has become seasoned and is a big play player. You're right. Ainsworth is a big play team. Burwell's got to be able to match it. Swoboda is one of those guys tonight that's got to be a big play player.
Now look, Ainsworth and Burwell, this is a key matchup in eight-man, but there's a reason we made Ainsworth versus Burwell the game that's on every television screen in the state of Nebraska tonight. That's number 15 for Ainsworth. Carter Nelson, look, he's literally almost done it all. He got Kirby Smart to come to Brown County, Nebraska, a special type of player. Looking forward to see what this young man can do on the football field tonight.
I'm sorry, who? Carter Nelson. I've heard of him. Yes. No, he's amazing. What he can do. He throws the football. He catches the football. He runs the football. He's just a dynamic athlete. He's one of those guys that could play anywhere and play just about any position. And there's a reason that Kirby Smart and Georgia and Matt Rule in Nebraska, everybody's coming up here to try to get him to play college football for them. He's a fun player to watch. He's going to be exciting tonight. And boy, if Burwell wants to have a chance tonight, got to control Carter Nelson.
Controlling Carter Nelson, the job of the coaching staffs. Burwell's got a good one. He's been to a lot of championships. Ainsworth, a good young coach as well. You'll hear from both of them after the break. You're watching the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska.
We're here at Faith Regional, where every month you have the opportunity to get a free skin cancer screening. Let's learn more about the process. Jorgensen, a physician's assistant with breast care and plastic surgery. Right now we're talking about skin cancer screenings. What should people be on the lookout for in regards to possible skin cancer?
So we always talk about the A, B, C, Ds, and E's of melanoma, but I think that applies to any sort of skin cancers. So A, asymmetry. Look at the borders. If you draw a line through your skin lesion and the sides look different, that's always the A. B is the border. So does it look nice and round, or does it look kind of more scalloped? C is color. So if we have skin lesions that are changing colors. D is diameter. So anything bigger than the size of a pencil eraser, I would definitely have checked out. And then the E is evolving. So things that are changing rapidly. Things that are easily bleeding. So you're drying off after a shower, or you barely itch your skin and it bleeds.
So if you do notice something that you want to get checked out and you come in for a screening, what should you expect?
We offer the screenings here in our office. It is a by appointment screening, so you just call and make an appointment, and we'll get you scheduled.
When you look at skin cancer right now, how common is it?
1 in 5 Americans usually will be diagnosed with skin cancer by the time they're 70.
Wow, and you can detect that here through a free screening.
Absolutely.
How special is that you get to offer that here at Faith Regional?
Oh, it's amazing, because a lot of times patients are saying it's very hard to get into dermatology. And so they're letting these skin lesions go for 6 months to a year. And they can rapidly change, and especially a melanoma, which is the most serious of skin cancers. Being caught early, your treatment can be much different compared to letting it grow for a long amounts of time.
Amy, thanks so much for taking time.
Absolutely.
Down here on the field, we're joined with the Ainsworth Bulldogs head coach, Coach Jesse Owen. Coach, going into this game, you guys are 2-0, have scored 60-plus points in your first 2 games of the season. What are you going to take into tonight's game against the Longhorns?
Yeah, we got some things up our sleeve a little bit that we've held on to for a big one. Offensively, we're just going to look to execute and take care of the ball. And defensively, they got some guys that run the ball really well. We got to stop run first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course, Coach, the offense is, like I said, 60 points a game, but your defense has actually pitched 1 shutout this season and held first game of the season just to 12 points. So offense gets a lot of the attention. What does the defense bring to the table for the Bulldogs?
Yeah, we got a fast, physical defense. Not a lot of size up front necessarily, but our D-line gives a lot of people fits just based off of some stunts that we do, and we're very quick off the ball.
Awesome, Coach. Well, good luck to your team out there tonight, and good luck on the game.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And we will take a short break, and when we come back, more pregame content here on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Down here on the field, joined with the Burwell Longhorns head coach, Coach Luke Gideon. Coach, going into tonight, tough matchup against Ainsworth. What are you looking for from tonight's game from the Longhorns?
Yeah, we got to be aggressive. We got to have ball control tonight. So it's going to be important that our offense stays on the field against these guys, and we just got to be consistent, limit our penalties and our mistakes, and just keep the football and keep our drives aligned and put some points on the board.
Yeah, and Coach, obviously on the other side, the Bulldogs, they've got a person who just seems to be all over the state, let alone all over the country, Carter Nelson. So what's going to be the key to try and hone in on him for the Bulldogs?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to stop him. He's a big player. They have him in all different positions, so it's been pretty hard for us to prepare for him. So I think our best key is offensively, keep our offense on the field, and defensively, we got to stay in front of him. We can't give up the big plays. If they want to get some chunks, we'll give up some chunks, but we can't give up continuous big plays during this game.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you for joining us, and good luck to your team tonight.
Yep, thank you.
And we'll take a short break, and when we come back, more pregame content here on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
At Columbus Motor Company, they're proud to be the first car dealer to bring the best price philosophy to Columbus. Columbus Motor Company has always believed that when buying a new vehicle, the customer shopping experience should come first. No hype, no gimmicks, just consistent quality service every time you shop. And don't forget, Columbus Motor Company is the only dealership that offers a 5-day, 30-day policy. Stop by for the spring sales event going on now, or shop online at columbusmotorcompany.com. Columbus Motor Company, one low price, plain and simple, always.
And back at Bob Price Field in Burwell, Nebraska, getting set for 8-man football tonight. The Burwell Longhorns and the Bulldogs of Ainsworth. It is time now for our school spotlight. That is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Well, Currency's here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Ainsworth making the drive down to Burwell this evening. Ainsworth named for Captain James Ainsworth, civil engineer who brought the railroad to Brown County. And Burwell, here the county seat of Garfield County, named for the fiance of the town founder's brother. I imagine that made that first Thanksgiving a little awkward. Burwell, Nebraska, first time we've done a game here. Here's your starting lineups for tonight. Pay no attention to the numbers you see on your screen. Ainsworth got new jerseys, and a lot of these numbers are different. The players are not, and they are fantastic, including for Ainsworth, the players you see on offense, McNally, Blumenstock, Nelson, Kinney, they're all going to kind of swap positions. Sometimes someone will be a quarterback, sometimes somebody will be a running back in the slot. They really run a varied offense. Meanwhile, Burwell, defensively, they are big up front. Darren Stout weighs in at 330 at that nose guard position. And then Burwell offensively, we talked about Ryder Swoboda, but Isaac Bush, their leading rusher coming into today. Biniam Sykes, very talented sophomore quarterback, getting their offense rolling. And those are the starting lineups for tonight's contest. You see Burwell, the home team, in purple. We talked about it a little bit at the onset, Lou, the dichotomy of these programs. You know, Burwell is sort of the gold standard in 8-man for a long time. You mentioned 2015. Since then, Burwell has won 75 games. That's third most in 8-man behind just Humphrey St. Francis and BDS. But playoff streak ended last year, their first losing season since 2005 last year. Like you said, they want to bounce back this year. Boy, I'll tell you what, a good way to bounce back would be to get a win against a marquee opponent like the Ainsworth Bulldogs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a game that they've kind of pointed to show what they're made of. Yeah, you lost that first game against a good Sandhills Thetford team, but then bounced back with a nice win over Medicine Valley. You get Ainsworth at home. This could really make, it won't break the season, but it certainly could make the season to get an upset victory here. It's going to be very challenging. You look over at Ainsworth, what an offensive juggernaut so far, averaging 67 points a game. That's pretty good. And granted, only 2 games, and they've only given up 12. So the average score right now is 67-6. So Burwell's got their work cut out for them, but if they can stay with them for a while here and make this a close ball game, anything can happen.
Keep it competitive. That's the key, right? Ainsworth's not played in a close game yet this year. You mentioned their win 68-12 over North Central, and then last week 66-0 over Madison. Burwell hung with Sandhills Thetford. Coach Gideon telling me this week he thought they kind of gave that game away. Thought they hung with, again, a very good team in Class D2 in Sandhills Thetford. It really kind of all came together last week against Medicine Valley, and Coach Gideon even telling me in that game, a 42-point win, they felt like they left a lot out there. So who knows, if they put it all together tonight, could be upset city. We're looking forward to a fantastic contest. Ainsworth will be kicking it away to start, and as he literally does everything. Carter Nelson, the 220-pound senior. He's the punter as well, one of their defensive leaders. Glad you could join us here tonight at Bob Price Field in Burwell, Nebraska, no matter where you are across the state of Nebraska, getting set for the beginning of our first quarter, which is brought to you by John Henry's. John Henry's, their family serving yours. You see Carter Nelson, number 15, the Nebraska commit. 3 words everybody in the state of Nebraska wanted to hear. I'm staying home. Put on the Nebraska hat. He's wearing an Ainsworth hat still, and he almost kicked it through the uprights on the opening kickoff. So Burwell will be starting from their own 15. 1st and 10, our first look at this Burwell offense, averaging 297 yards per game coming into tonight. Most of that on the ground. 213 a game on the ground, but they do like to roll some play action, try to mix things up whenever they can. And again, Coach Gideon, he's won a lot of games. This is 23rd year at the helm of this Burwell program.
It's going to be key tonight, Eric, for Burwell to win the time of possession, keep that football, and keep it away from that very potent Ainsworth offense.
Sykes hands off on 1st down, and there's a hole up the middle. This is Bush, 1st down and more across the 30, across the 35. Isaac Bush breaking through. Now, Ainsworth doesn't really have defensive backs. They load everybody in the box, so if you can get past that first level, you can get big plays like the one we just saw.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's going to be a lot of points scored here tonight.
That replay brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close. I formation behind Biniam Sykes. They give it to the deep back, looking for room off the left side and not finding it. Stop made on the play by Aiden Jackman, team's leading tackler coming into tonight. Leads the team in tackles for loss as well. That one goes for no gain for Garrett Hasenauer, second leading rusher on the team. It'll be 2nd down. Call it 8. Give him 2 yards on his first carry.
Eric, you were telling me you like this Burwell uniform. It looks a little like Texas merged with the Minnesota Vikings.
It almost looks like a reverse photo of Texas, like you reverse
there you
exposed
go. There you go.
2nd down and 8. Left side, a little bit of a hole.
Oh.
Stood up and driven backwards is Hasenauer. He found some room and then the door shut quickly. That's Carter Nelson lowering the boom. It'll be 3rd and manageable coming up for Burwell.
Just watching Carter Nelson here early in this game. Certainly one of the best athletes in the state, let alone in this class. He makes me think a little bit. I mean, I think there's some similarities to a young man named Bramer that played at Pierce last year.
They sure are built the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
And look, that's kind of how he wants to be used at the next level, is as a tight end. Ben Bramer, by the way, scored his first collegiate touchdown last week for Iowa State. 3rd down and 4. That's 1st down yardage for Burwell. That offensive line for Burwell getting it done. They're big and physical up front as well. Into Ainsworth territory down to the 32-yard line, a gain of 5. Longhorns, their 2nd first down on the opening possession.
Again, important for Burwell to control tempo, control the football. And I think it's really important to get off to that good start. You want to have a good first drive here at home and try to get that momentum on your side early.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line of Ainsworth, opening possession in this 8-man D2 matchup. Sykes hands off to the fullback. Bush stacked up a couple yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Nelson in on the play. Trey Appelt in on the stop as well. And 2nd down and 8 upcoming.
Again, Burwell would love to take a lot of time off this clock. They're not in a hurry right now.
You heard Coach Gideon mention it. Maybe the best way to stop Ainsworth, just keep them off the field.
Right.
This ball control offense they like to run is a good way to do it. 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, and Biniam Sykes in the shotgun. Sykes will hand off. Bush bobbled it a bit, finds some blockers, close to first down yardage. Across the 25 to the 23-yard line. No signal yet. Looks like he's shy by about a yard on 3rd down.
Well, that's where you want to be, though, or if you're Burwell, get those 3rd down and short situations. And you've got the football in Ainsworth's territory.
So 3rd down and short, about a half yard from the 23 and a half of Ainsworth, rather. First time we've seen a receiver split wide tonight. That's Ryder Swoboda, our key player because of his big play ability as a receiver. But they'll go with a QB keeper up the middle, leaning on that offensive line and moving the sticks. That's an impressive push up front. Not just Darren Stout, the 330-pounder. You got Dylan Simpson in there on the line making plays off the right side. That's a gain of 2 and a first down for Burwell.
I love the name Darren Stout. He is a stout fellow out there at 330.
Lives up to his name, does he not? 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Burwell already 4 minutes off the clock in this opening quarter. Not much on the left side there. That hole closed quickly. Great close there on the play by Owen Blumenstock. They're going to say a loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
You know, I was going to say that Burwell needs to do well on 1st down here tonight. That's the 2nd time they've not had a very good gain on 1st down, but they've been able to make up for it. But I don't think you want to do that with any regularity against Ainsworth. You want to be able to, you know, have some positive games on 1st down that sets up more of your offense on 2nd and 3rd down.
2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss by Hazenauer. Sykes to the air for the first time. Has his man out of the backfield. That's Bush, but a great open field tackle one-on-one. That's Tragan McNally, the senior, making the play. Minimal gain. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, great tackle. We'll watch this again. Just a good form tackle. Cut his legs down and makes the play. If he does not make that tackle, that's a huge play for Burwell.
They give him 3. It'll be 3rd down and 8 from the Ainsworth 19-yard line. Opening drive has already taken 5:15 off the clock in this first quarter. Ainsworth's offense no doubt chomping at the bit to get a crack at it. Can Burwell keep this drive going? The pitch. Can he get the edge? He cannot. The closing speed of Carter Nelson. A flag is down as well, and it looks like there's going to be a penalty against Burwell anyway.
Probably a hold where that flag flew. But you see there, Eric, with it, Nelson's athletic ability, how fast he closed on that. That's elite athleticism at this high school level.
And if you're Ainsworth, do you take this penalty? Nope, they're going to say 4th down. That did go for a loss of 2. It's 4th down and 10. You know, knowing that it's probably going to be 4-down territory all night, you wonder, do you move them back? But Coach Jesse Owen says he wants to try to get them off the field right now. And again, Burwell has milked almost the half of the first quarter away.
Well, that's a win for Burwell if you can score some points.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to milk that quarter, and that keeps that Ainsworth offense without the football. But if you don't score with these long drives, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Swoboda in motion, 4th down and 10. They'll swing it out of the backfield. Can he get the edge? He's not going to get there. Great pursuit by Ainsworth. They tried to set up a little misdirection to Garrett Hazenauer. Only gets to the 18. A gain of 3. They needed 10, and Ainsworth takes over on downs.
I don't think that was a bad call.
No.
Hazenauer out in the flat there, and you mentioned that misdirection. Very aggressive defense from Ainsworth, but they did a great job closing in on the football. Watch it again here. Trying to get the defense flowing one way and then go the other, but defense played their positions well and made the stop, so 1st down and 10 for Ainsworth.
You know, the misnomer of this Ainsworth team is that it's just Carter Nelson, as we see what he can do on 1st down from the 18, and that's quite a bit. dancing down the sidelines and into close to first down territory, out across the 25. They'll give him the 29. That is indeed enough, an 18-yard gain. But this Ainsworth team, they've got athletes all over. You know, guys like Blumenstock, a lot of guys in their offense that can make plays for them. Appeld is another one. It's not just a one-man show. This is an offense that can come at you from a lot of different ways.
And I love the fact that this is a positionless team. You move guys all over the place.
Yeah, now the quarterback is McNally. He's got a huge hole. McNally down the sideline. Nothing but Bob Price Field in front of him. He's gone. Touchdown Ainsworth, 52 yards. Tragan McNally, his first rushing touchdown this season.
As you just said it, Eric, this is not just Carter Nelson. There's some athletes out there. First of all, watch the blocking up front there. Just sprung him. McNally down the sideline, shows some good speed and gets past that last tackler into the end zone. But there's several guys that can do what you just saw with what McNally did, and that's take it to the house.
Coach Luke Gideon told me this week he doesn't know if he's ever had a more difficult time preparing for an offense in his 22-plus years than this Ainsworth team this week. Now Nelson trying to get away. Reversing field won't get there. Two-point conversion, no good. Great pursuit there by Hagan Hodges to make the play. But with 5:42 to go in the opening quarter, it's Ainsworth that strikes first, 6-0. You're watching NCN.
Get rewarded and earn interest for using your My Design Rewards checking account with Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and I get rewarded when I use my debit card grabbing a bite to eat or getting coffee before class. It's easy, simple, and smart. It's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded just for using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
I have seen other chiropractors in the past, but Dr. Kim really is in tune with your body and your individual needs. I have a really physically demanding job. She keeps my body going.
Being in the military, it's very hard on the body, so I see her quite often after drill weekends. I believe that the body is a machine, and the best way to heal it is being in alignment and letting the body do the work. There's no age too young or too old to see Dr. Kim.
High school sports on News Channel Nebraska, brought to you in part by Zollner Ford in Lincoln. 52-yard touchdown run by Tragan McNally. His first of the season has Ainsworth on the board first alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. Luke Stera on the sidelines. Well, the good news for Burwell, you moved the ball pretty well the last time you had the ball. Now it's all about finishing off a drive. The problem is field position is going to be a big issue in this game, and Carter Nelson's ability to kick it into the end zone every time. Burwell's going to be starting at the 15 anytime Ainsworth has to kick it away.
Yeah, you've got to try to win that field position battle, but you're exactly right. It's going to be tough. You're not going to have many kickoff returns with Nelson kicking. I thought Burwell had a nice drive. It bogged down in Ainsworth territory. They took some time off the clock, but you see what Ainsworth can do. They score in a blink of an eye.
This a bit of a broken play, nothing doing in the backfield. That's Trey Appelt in the backfield as Biniam Sykes had no one to hand to. He loses 3. It's second down. Let's go down to the sidelines with Luke Stera.
Yeah, no methodical drive there, Eric and Lou, down the field for the Burwell Longhorns. Ends up in the turnover on downs and just in 2 plays. You can see the respect that Coach Gideon has for the 4-star Carter Nelson, committed to Nebraska. Fake handoff to him, takes the quarterback all the way into the end zone. And don't be surprised, Coach did say tonight that he switches it up. He says he has a few trick plays up his sleeve, Coach Owen. So don't be surprised if you see a few trick plays tonight for the Bulldogs. Eric and Lou, back to you.
Well, keep our eye on that. Thank you, Luke. Meanwhile, nothing fancy there. Just Garrett Hasenauer up the middle, getting the 3 yards lost and a couple more. It'll be third down and about 8 now from the 17-yard line.
Yeah, definitely Burwell wants to avoid these third down and long situations. You don't want to go 3 and out here and give the ball right back to this powerful offense. As we mentioned, did a really good job that first drive, but came away with no points. And one thing Burwell doesn't want to do is to turn this into a track meet. You're not going to win that doing that, but you have to sustain drives. This is a big play early in the game.
3rd down and 8 from the 17. Ainsworth showing pressure. They are very aggressive defensively, and there you see the result. Quarterback sack, Cole Swanson, his first sack of the season, and it's 4th and long.
Well, Ainsworth brought pressure. You're going to see him come from the top of the screen. There he is. I came unblocked, just the blitz play off that right side. And, boy, now you mentioned it, Eric. Field position's a problem, and Ainsworth's going to get really good field position, most likely, out of this punt.
So Burwell on to punt it away. That is Cy Feakin, I believe, on to do the honors. Morgan Kinney back to receive the punt, but it does not go far at all, and Ainsworth is going to have great field position here across the 20. We'll take another look at that. Looked like it might have been blocked. That ends up a 12-yard punt, no return. Take another look at the replay here. There was pressure. Just altered.
The pressure changed it. Yeah, Jackman coming in there and likely would have blocked it had that punt not been changed. But as it is, it's almost like a block, only a 12-yard punt, 1st down. What great field position here for the Bulldogs.
Chance for them to really take control early. 3 receivers stacked to the right. Nelson wants to go to the air. He's not going to be able to. Great sack. Burwell chases him down. No opening down the far sideline. That's a loss of 6 for Ainsworth.
Yeah, I think if you're Nelson, you might want to just get rid of this. Good pressure, though. Really, if Burwell's going to have a chance in this game, you've got to make some plays defensively, some big plays. And you saw it there. Good pressure on Nelson, which brings up 2nd down and long.
2nd down to 16 from the 29. That was Austin Mayfield making the play. Now Nelson on the keeper, has some initial pressure, able to dance away from it, gets a couple. It'll be 3rd down and long, though, after Nelson only able to gain about 2. Folks, high school sports brought to you in part tonight by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency's here to help. Visit gocurrency.com today.
We'll see if Coach Owen has any wrinkles up his sleeve here now that it's 3rd and about 14.
3rd and 14 from the 27-yard line. Ainsworth trying to take advantage of the good field position. On play action, Nelson fires, flag is down, incomplete. Had a wide open receiver. That was Tragan McNally. If he catches that, it's probably another touchdown. However, I don't think it would have stood anyway.
Might have a motion maybe or a hold.
It is a hold against Ainsworth. Their first penalty is a big one. Now it's 4th down, but again, this is 4-down territory. This is honestly kind of a tough decision for Coach Gideon. Do you back him up to a 3rd and 24, or do you make it 4th down? They're going to back him up.
You're right. That is a difficult decision because this Ainsworth offense is explosive, and now you're keeping it 3rd down, even though it's 3rd down and a mile. You give them 2 plays to pick up the 1st down as opposed to 1 play, and not being quite as far away.
So 3rd down, 24. Ball back at the 37-yard line. Again, this drive started at the 23. They've done nothing but go backwards. Nelson in the shotgun. Instead, it's a direct snap. Coming near side, not much. Great open field play made by Gage DeGroff. DeGroff, the 210-pound junior, stopping Morgan Kinney for very little gain. It's 4th and a whole bunch.
Well, this Burwell defense has come to play here. After they've given up the touchdown the last time, Ainsworth has found nothing offensively. They've been going backwards. Credit this Longhorn D, and see if Nelson's going to kick it here, try to pin them inside the 10. Who knows?
He is a great punter, averaging 48 yards per punt coming into tonight. Now, they haven't punted much, but they will be punting here, it appears, although they're calling timeout, so that's enough to make the Burwell coaching staff nervous, no doubt. 6-0 still on the Ainsworth scoreboard, presented in part by Aurora Cooperative. Go green with E15 and fill up at your nearest A stop today. All right, it's 4th and a bunch. If you're Coach Jesse Owen, do you have something in the playbook for 4th and 23?
Yeah, if you've got a trick play, now might be the time to use it. in Burwell territory, and if you don't get it, you're not probably giving up a whole heck of a lot of field position. But yeah, you're going to have to come up with something special to pick up the first down. Even I think for Ainsworth, if you can get a good gain here, even if you don't get the first down, you still keep Burwell in bad field position.
And maybe that's the message. Maybe not even if you are going to go for it, don't try to get it all, although it looks like they're out in punt formation at least to start.
Well, you may have a fake here. You never know.
Again, Carter Nelson averaging 48 yards per punt coming into tonight.
In 8-man.
In 8-man football. And he's just going to put a leg into this one. It is a good punt. No one back deep for Burwell. This one will go into the end zone for the touchback. So 36-yard punt, no return. That's 21. But Burwell's defense does the job there, Lou. Backed up against the wall. Ainsworth nets negative 13 on that drive, and Burwell back on offense.
Yeah, that was an impressive stand there defensively. After Ainsworth really put Burwell in a hole, and then nearly a blocked punt gave Ainsworth great field position, but credit that Burwell defense. Great stand, and that'll get you motivated here when you come up with a big play, a big stand there like they did on that defensive side of the ball.
Burwell has run 14 plays from scrimmage. Ainsworth has run just 5. Let's see Burwell, see what they can do on this, their third drive of the game. Biniam Sykes in the gun. Going to the air, this time a little bit of time. Looking deep, has a man, Swoboda, just off the fingertips, incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, Burwell likes to run the football, but you see what they have in Swoboda there, and a pretty good pass by Sykes. And we'll see it here. He had reasonably good protection, and that had big play written all over it if they're able to connect there.
Swoboda averages 11 yards per reception, has a couple of touchdown catches so far this year. Second down, 10 now. Same formation, double tight, 2 running backs. Sykes will hand off. This is Hazenauer for a couple. Nelson was in on the play. Cole Swanson there as well. It'll be third down, call it 7 for the Burwell Longhorns.
You're just watching Nelson play defense. He's like, what, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah.
I've never seen a guy that tall get that low. He's really good at getting that leverage, getting low and making the tackle. I think that's a young man you could play a lot of places in college football.
He has certainly shown his versatility these last couple of years in Ainsworth. Third down, 7 up under center is Sykes. Fakes, he's going to keep it himself, but Ainsworth, that's the problem. Trying to get to the edge on Ainsworth is tough because everybody on this team can fly. That time it's Tragan McNally cutting off Sykes. No gain, it's fourth down.
Yeah, watch McNally, number 8, just close on that play. That's just a great job. Great angle he took there to make that tackle and showed that, as we mentioned, that closing speed. It's very difficult, you're right, Eric, to get on the edge against this Bulldog defense.
So fourth down, Burwell. Let's see what they elect to do. Looks like they're going to let the clock just run down on the first quarter before they give it back to the Ainsworth offense. Well, Ainsworth unbeaten. Probably the heavy favorites coming into tonight, but after one, Burwell's hanging with them. It's 6-0. Second quarter next on News Channel Nebraska.
What does farming mean to you? For most, it's hard work, dedication, and livelihood. Unfortunately, that also comes with risk. At Nebraska Crop Insurance in Beatrice, they know the non-stop dedication involved to keep your family protected from that risk and ensure their livelihood. Not only do they know everything about the coverage you need, they're also farmers themselves. So protect what means the most to you with the agent who knows what it means to be a farmer. Nebraska Crop Insurance, 615 Dorsey Street in Beatrice.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
our second quarter on News Channel Nebraska, brought to you by Steve and the crew out at O Street Carpet in Beatrice. Alongside Lou Seifker, Luke Stera on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay, live from Bob Price Field in the county seat of Garfield County, Burwell, Nebraska, where the Longhorns are punting it away on 4th and 7 to this potent Ainsworth offense, thus far held to just 6 points. Owen Blumenstock will let this bounce over his head, a much better punt than the first time. Down at the 23-yard line. That is a very good punt of 35 yards. No return, and Ainsworth will start on their own side of the field for their third offensive possession.
The question is going to be now is how long can Burwell play the sort of defense they did on that last possession and push Ainsworth backwards.
3 receivers split wide. Carter Nelson is among them. It's Tragan McNally in at quarterback. 4 receivers split wide. McNally swings Nelson near side, but Burwell sure-footed and sure-handed with the tackling. That's Trenton Brown making the nice play in the open field. Minimal gain. It'll be second down and about 9.
Well, the downside of being so known, I guess, and just visually knowing who's going to get the football most of the time, Burwell very keyed in, and they've got athletes that can play. And so it's going to be tough. Nelson's going to need a few blocks here to be able to get going.
Second down and 9. Now it's Nelson back in at quarterback. They're setting up a screen, and it's set up pretty well. This is McNally cutting back to the inside. Boy, Burwell closed that door quickly. When McNally caught that ball, Lou, it looked like he was going to be able to turn up field and turn on the burners.
Yeah, certainly did. It looked like it was well set up. I believe that was Sam Titus, number 13, that was out in front there that threw a nice block. But credit that Burwell defense. 4 guys over there running to the football very well. And that's kind of the key tonight, Eric, is to swarm to the football, get a lot of people there, and let your friends help out.
Try to prepare for this offense. First down, McNally threw to Nelson. Second down, Nelson threw to McNally. Now McNally's back in at quarterback. He's looking to throw on 3rd and 3. Swings near side, has his tight end at belt, and that's a first down. Into Burwell territory at the 36-yard line. That is a gain of 13 and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Well, I like Trey Alpelt, the Ainsworth receiver, tight end, 215-pound young man, a senior. Nice hands here. Watch him running the out route. Able to secure that football. And unfortunately for Ainsworth, a penalty.
Looks like we got a
back.
flag, though, that is going to move it back, negating that 13-yard pass play. Folks, high school sports on News Channel Nebraska, presented in part by Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. So never mind. It's like that 13-yard play never happened. Instead, it's 3rd down and 7.
Unfortunate for Ainsworth, well-executed play. But unfortunately not too well executed since there was a penalty, and now they got 3rd and long.
Carter Nelson split wide to the right. McNally in the gun. McNally's the one who does throw the most on this team. He will do so here. Just throws it away as he vacates the pocket. Burwell's defense was all over it. Great coverage. They had funneled McNally away from where he wanted to throw the football, and now it's 4th down.
Well, very quick touchdown drive by the Bulldogs. First time they had the football. The next 2 possessions, Burwell has not only hung with them, they've won the war. They've pushed Ainsworth back.
So now Carter Nelson on to punt the football away. 4th down and 7. Burwell will send Ryder Swoboda back deep. Nelson, rugby-style, high, spiraling punt. Will take an Ainsworth bounce and roll out across the 25 and out of bounds there at the 25-yard line. So a 29-yard punt, no return. And Burwell hanging with Ainsworth early. Stick around, folks. We've got our halftime highlights coming up. Brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. They'll help make your jewelry dreams come true. Well, Burwell's defense done the job, Lou. Now their offense got to find a way to finish the drive off. We talked about Ainsworth had that quick drive. Burwell moved the ball really well on their opening possession. No first down since.
Yeah, no, not much offense for either team since their first drives. Burwell would love to go back to what they did that first drive and able to control the football, take some time off the clock, And then certainly if you're the Longhorns, you want to put some points on the board.
Swoboda in motion. He's going to throw. Ooh, bit of a wobbly one over the middle, and it's intercepted. Ainsworth coming down with it. That's Morgan Kinney, his second INT this season. So Burwell goes deep into the playbook but pays the price.
Yeah, Bulldogs not fooled on that one. Kinney did a great job staying with his man, despite the fake, a little bit of a razzle-dazzle play for Burwell, but ends up with the Kinney interception.
And so now Ainsworth, as we take another quick look at it, will line up 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Carter Nelson in at quarterback. Gets it out to Kinney, and he's got nothing. Boy, this Burwell team, they're putting together a training video on how to tackle an open space. That time, Wyatt Larson makes the play. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, you hit it on the head there, Eric. Just really good tackling right now by this Burwell defense. They're tackling well. They're swarming to the football. Very impressive. Again, since that first drive that Ainsworth had, they have given up nothing. And you're going to see it here. It's just a good job. One-on-one tackle. They're great defense by Burwell.
On 2nd and 9, they swing it near side. Blumenstock down the sideline, fighting off defenders into Burwell territory. That will be a 1st down. Right at the 35-yard line, give them the 36. That's a gain of 11. And another one of those offensive weapons, Owen Blumenstock, the 170-pound junior.
Yeah, that's exactly right with Ainsworth. There's lots of weapons out here. You've got Carter Nelson, special player, no doubt, but a lot of weapons that they can utilize.
1st and 10 from the 36. Nelson pressured, looking deep.
Oh.
What an adjustment to the ball. A flag is down. Tragan McNally somehow able to come back and get that. It's a 16-yard gain if it stands.
Yeah. That was kind of a risky throw, double covered. He still caught it one-handed. I think you're going to see an interference on the defense.
That is indeed the case, the call against Burwell. So they'll take the 16-yard gain, but you called it, Lou. Tragan McNally kind of bailing Nelson out a little bit. What an adjustment to the ball.
Yeah, that's great concentration, great catch.
First and 10 from the 20 now into Burwell territory. It's McNally in at quarterback. On the rollout, has it to Nelson. He's upended right away and brought down by Swoboda. Gain of about 3. I actually give him about 5. My apologies. It'll be 2nd and 5.
I like that play on 1st down. And one thing that Nelson commands is some respect. He can run past you, so you can't play right up on him, and he's so big. But that was a nice job, just a short chop step turn and get him the football for a 5-yard gain.
But again, I have really been impressed by the tackling of this Burwell defense.
Oh, yeah, very
There
good.
has not been a broken tackle really yet tonight. 2nd down 5 from the 15. McNally in the gun with Nelson split to the near side. Near side, Nelson. That time makes a couple of guys miss, switches field and turns it on. Into the end zone, touchdown Ainsworth. Carter Nelson with his 5th touchdown reception this season, and Ainsworth's up 12.
Yeah, so many weapons. Burwell's played good defense. Let's
really
face
have.
it. But what are you going to do? You got a guy like Nelson, gets away from the first man, and that's one of the things when you swarm to the football, you got a lot of guys going to the football. When it comes across the other way, sometimes there's nobody there, and Nelson's fast enough to run away from anybody who is.
Nelson now to go for 2 little flip pass forward to Appelt is good. And with 7:58 to go in the first half, Ainsworth extends their lead. It's 14-0. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Some jobs are hard work, but it's often the hardest jobs that are the most important. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life. When what you do makes a vast impact on the state and its communities, there's nothing better. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
Yeah, down here on the field, on the Ainsworth sideline, at the least energy, the senior Scott Fernandez, he's not suited up tonight, but he's telling his team, let's get some energy going, boys, on the sideline. And maybe that touchdown will help out as they take the lead 14-0 here in Burwell. On the Burwell sideline, I think something to watch is Ryder Swoboda. He has the tough task of going one-on-one anytime Carter Nelson lines up as a receiver. He's done well so far. Nelson, just pure athleticism on that touchdown. Eric and Lou, back to you.
Yeah, that is a tough assignment. Thank you, Luke. And sometimes when you need something to happen on offense, you need a spark. It's just, hey, Carter Nelson, do stuff. And that's literally what that last play was. Just get it to him in space, see what he can do, and it was a 15-yard touchdown strike.
You mentioned you can't play up on him. You can't, but you don't want him to run past you. He's a tough matchup for anybody.
Now, trying to get that running game going again is Burwell. Here's Isaac Bush. Opened the game with a 22-yard run. Has been hemmed in since. That time gets about 3. It'll be second down.
Yeah, kind of an important offensive possession for the Longhorns right now. There's still quite a bit of football left to be played. It is 8-man football, but you want to get in some sort of rhythm here. They have not moved the football since that first possession. Really like to sustain something here and get that offense flowing again.
Second down and 7 from the 18. Biniam Sykes out of the gun. Hands off, coming near side. Hasenauer very little. Stood up, dropped. Gang tackled, no gain. It'll be third down. Hey, folks, stick around. We've got our halftime show coming up in just a few minutes. That's brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital.
Well, third down and 7, not where Burwell wants to be. Struggled on third down. They've only got one third down conversion in this first half so far, and it's a ways to go. And you certainly, you're not in the field position right now where you can think about 4 downs, and maybe if you get, almost get it, but you're in danger of giving it right back to this Ainsworth offense.
Third down, call it 6 from the 19. Sykes wants to pass, pressured, gets away from it, but throws it incomplete. Had a man to the near side, but the ball, I think, came out of his hands a little awkward. Isaac Bush, the intended receiver. It's fourth down.
Yeah, I think he threw across his body and did not have his feet set very well, and that ball just kind of fluttered out there. When Bush is coming out of the backfield, that's who he's looking at right there. Just kind of threw across his body, just didn't have his feet set, and that throw just kind of fluttered harmlessly. But you're right, Bush was open on that play.
Cy Feakin on to punt. Burwell's only got 7 guys out there. They rush an 8th. Quickly before the snap, Owen Blumenstock back. Oh, snap over the head. Can he get the kick away? He can. Great job to get the punt off. Wow. I'll tell you what, that's one of the best plays of the night by Cy Feakin, and I say that with no irony at all. With Carter Nelson bearing down on him, he's able to punt it out to the 37-yard line. That's an 18-yard punt on what looked for sure like it was going to be points for Ainsworth.
I think Appelt there too, number 88, right on him. Boy, how did he get that away? That's amazing.
In danger of a Garo Yepremian type situation there. Look it up, anyone younger than 30.
1972 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you save points there, possibly.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's an amazing play. It really is.
Credit to Cy Feakin, the freshman. Coming up big there. Ainsworth does have the ball, though, in Burwell territory with a chance to really take control of this game, and it's Nelson. Looking on the out route, it is caught. Close to first down yardage, out across the 30 to the 29-yard line. That's, Tragan McNally as the receiver that time. It'll be second down and 8.
One thing about Ainsworth that is amazing to me, we talked about the positionless football.
Yeah.
And you got guys bounce around to different positions. That's hard to do. That's not easy to do. You you really have to know what everybody's doing. You know, you can't just learn your position. You got to know what everybody else is doing.
I said 2nd and 8. It was an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Looking for it all. Nelson got a step on Swoboda, knocked away. Great play. Beautiful recovery by Ryder Swoboda to knock it away from Nelson at the last moment. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, we mentioned in the outset that he is a big play player, but he's really a big play player on defense. Watch this closing job. Just get his hand in there. That's a touchdown waiting to happen, and Swoboda broke that pass up masterfully. And you can take a chance like that if you're Ainsworth at 3rd down and 2. You figure you probably have a couple downs here to work with.
4 receivers split wide. It's Nelson out of the gun. 3rd and 2 from the Burwell 28. Nelson working to his left, cuts, will have the 1st down. Oh, he gave up yards and lost the football. They're going to say he was down. They say he did not fumble the football, but Lou, he went backwards on his own, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, had the 1st down. That's a mistake. You want to keep going forward. I know you're trying to get a big play, but you don't want to give up the 1st down. And we'll see if his knee was down. I think they made the right call. It looked like he did go down before he lost the football there.
Yeah, but he gave up his forward progress. He was not pushed backwards. So now 4th down, a timeout called, 5:39 to go in the half. But Ainsworth now making a 4th down decision they probably weren't expecting to have to make.
Yeah, it looked like he had the 1st down and went back behind the sticks. Again, he's trying to make a big play. He's trying to make something special happen. I think that's one thing you learn as you get, you know, he's obviously been around a lot, is to get that 1st down, keep that 1st down, don't give that away. And especially when you're playing a defense that is quick and as good of a bunch of tacklers as Burwell is.
14-0, Ainsworth with the lead on our scoreboard, brought to you in part by Faith Regional Physician Services. When hard work hits you hard, have faith. So they're going to call it 4th and 2. They say Nelson went all the way back to the line of scrimmage. Again, he was at least a yard past it and then gave up all those yards. So 4th down and 2, Ainsworth's offense on the field.
Yeah, definitely going to go for it here.
And it's the exact same setup as last time. 2 receivers either side. Nelson alone in the shotgun. On 4th down, Nelson wants to go to the air. He's pressured, gets it away. Some work to do, but that's a 1st down. And more out across the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Owen Blumenstock making a great play in space to get 11.
Yeah, just did enough there to reverse his field. It looked like Burwell, again, who's closed so well in this ball game. Blumenstock able to just put a move here back toward the sideline. Great job to get space and pick up that 1st down.
Huge conversion there, as it looked like, again, Burwell had them stopped. Instead, they get to the Burwell 17, where it is 1st and 10. Now Carter Nelson will split to the left. You've got McNally at quarterback, Kinney with him in the backfield. And a flag. And Ainsworth will be moving backwards on the procedure penalty.
You know, we've talked about how good this Ainsworth offense is, and Burwell has slowed them down. But one of the other things that they have to be able to do, if you're Ainsworth, is you've got to play cleaner football, because you're starting to hurt yourself a little bit when you have penalties that just, you know, that just disrupts your drive. It's tough. I don't care how good of a football team you are. When you start making mistakes like this, it just disrupts the flow of your offense.
There you see Coach Jesse Owen, 4th year here at Ainsworth. He played football and baseball at Nebraska Wesleyan. 1st and 15 from the 22.
Ran track in the 36 Olympics, didn't he? Oh, that's a different Jesse Owen.
Now, picked off! That's Ryder Swoboda. His 3rd INT already this season. Read the eyes of the quarterback, jumped the play, and Burwell's defense comes up big again.
Well, there he goes. Swoboda with a huge play. That's a big play for this Burwell defense. You're right, he's kind of reading the eye there of the quarterback. Just again, he's playing Carter Nelson. When this offense gets in trouble, who are you trying to get the ball to? But Swoboda just made a great play. read what the offense was doing, got the interception. Now 4:40 to go, plenty of time to put together a drive and get back in this ballgame.
Can Burwell finish it off? Best field position they've had all night, starting at their own 33-yard line. Sykes, hands off, up the middle, little bit of a hole. Whirling forward across the 25 through contact. The 35 down to the 38 is Garrett Hasenauer. And it's 2nd down and 5.
Well, you get a big play like we just saw with Swoboda's interception. That really gets the team rallied. You see the energy. I think Luke was talking about energy on the sidelines. Right now, Burwell very fired up on the sidelines. And we'll see if that translates to success on the offensive side of the football.
2nd down and 5, just shy of midfield. Burwell trying to recreate the success they saw in their opening drive. Here's Hasenauer driven backwards, but got past the first level. Forward progress will have him a yard shy of 1st down yardage. It's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that's where Burwell wants to be here. 3rd down and short. It's a good drive here so far, the first 2 plays, I should say. And they set themselves up very well to keep this thing moving as the clock is ticking toward halftime.
3rd down and 1. 38-yard line of Ainsworth is where Burwell has the line of scrimmage. Ryder Swoboda, who got them this possession, courtesy of his 3rd interception of the season, split to the top of your screen. Sykes driving forward. Boy, it was close to lineman leaving early there. The officials right on it. They say it was a legal snap, and it'll be a 1st down. Beniam Sykes, 1 yard on the QB keeper, and Burwell keeps it going.
Got a little help from behind there from Garrett Hasenauer, just kind of shoving him forward. Get that 1st down, big 1st down now. Burwell, again, that energy off the big play defensively. I think you see a little bit of a pep in the step right now of this Burwell offense.
1st and 10, Ainsworth 37. Sykes back out of the gun. Hands off, that's Hasenauer. Ainsworth ready for it. Good sure tackling there by Aiden Jackman and Owen Blumenstock. No gain. It's 2nd and 10.
Well, Burwell still has 3 timeouts to work with as we head toward 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go before the half.
Garrett Hasenauer, hard-earned yards. I've got him 11 carries for 26 yards this evening. 2nd down and 10. Sykes to the air. Pressured. Flushed. Turns upfield. Fires incomplete behind Swoboda. Boy, Lou, I almost feel like Sykes could have taken off there and maybe had some yardage, but as it is, it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, I think you certainly could have. Let's watch the replay. Rolling there to his right. Looked like he could have probably got about 5 yards there toward the sidelines, trying to throw back to Swoboda, and a defensive back there for Ainsworth shoved Swoboda, but the ball was nowhere near him, so you're not going to have pass interference.
3rd down and 10 from the 37, 2:14 to go in the half. Sykes out of the gun. Swoboda split to the top of the screen. Sykes has time this time, looking for Swoboda, and has him. That's a 1st down and more. What a move at the 25. Ryder Swoboda across the 20. Down to the 16-yard line, give him 21, and a Burwell 1st down.
Well, Burwell needs playmakers right now, and right now it is Mr. Swoboda. That's a great move there after the catch. Yards after the catch kind of big right now, right? And that sets Burwell up for the possibility of some points, and that would be huge here if you could score before halftime.
Ryder Swoboda's 1st reception tonight, his 10th of the season. 1st and 10 at the Ainsworth 16-yard line. Handoff, Bush looking for room off the right side, churning the legs. Still moving, but not getting much, maybe a yard. And it'll be 2nd down. That Ainsworth defensive line now starting to stand stout. That's big Trey Appelt making the play. I'll give him a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, the best offense for the Longhorns since that first drive. Now we're going to have a timeout. Longhorns going to talk about it.
Burwell takes a timeout. We do too. 90 seconds to go in the first half. Burwell knocking on the door. You're watching NCN.
The Heart and Vascular Team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the faith difference.
Out of the timeout, beautiful night here in Burwell at Bob Price Field. 2nd and 8 for the Longhorns. Sykes out of the gun. Has time to throw. Now it breaks down. Sykes won't get away. Sacked. Brought down back across the 20 at the 22-yard line. Jacob held his 3rd sack this season. Hey, folks, tune in Mondays and Tuesdays this fall for the Husker Coaches Show. Get the thoughts from Coach Matt Rule on this past week's game and the path ahead. The Husker Coaches Show on News Channel Nebraska, brought to you by United Healthcare, where small towns matter. So that sack makes it 3rd and long now for Burwell. Back
That's a big
20.
Big defensive play there for Ainsworth, because you're taking Burwell out of their comfort zone a little bit here. With 3rd down and about 8 yards to go. 1:25 to go before halftime. Burwell just used their 2nd timeout.
I think it's about 3rd and 15 now. They lost about 7 on that play.
You're right.
Back to the 20-yard line. They need to get to the 7-yard line. Well, look, Burwell's done the job. This is what Coach Gideon said he wanted. Ball control, just hang with Ainsworth. Give yourself a chance. That's what they've done. Boy, these last minute 25 are huge for the complexion of the rest of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. If Burwell is able to score here before halftime, I think you really have a win in the first half, in the sense that, as you just mentioned, you did exactly what you had to do. Stay in this game. We talked about that. Give yourself a chance. If this game grows late, I think the advantage goes a little bit to Burwell, because Burwell's not supposed to be in this game right now. And then that puts all the pressure on Ainsworth, who, I mean, you feel like with Ainsworth, there's a little bit of a championship or bust idea for the season. Now, one loss isn't going to keep you out of the championship, but they're certainly thinking about undefeated season.
Call it 3rd and 14 from the 21. Sykes on the back pedal. Flag comes in. Pass underthrown, and I think Burwell's going to be moving even farther back.
Yeah, you're going to have a hold here.
Ainsworth's aggressive defense strikes again. Now, again, it's 4th down. If you're Ainsworth, what do? Do you give him the extra down and move him back, or do you just make it 4th and 15?
I think if I'm Ainsworth, I make it 4th and 15. We'll see. Now it looks like they're going to march it off.
They declined it the first time. This time they will take it.
10 yards, I guess that's
going to be 3rd down, and I'm going to call it 24 at the 31-yard line. They need the 7.
I mean, you can't really go wrong either way, can you? 3rd and 24 or 4th and 15. Again, the only difference is you're giving Burwell 2 chances to get that yardage, which is farther than one chance to get 15 yards.
If you're Burwell, probably not trying to get it all here on 3rd and a whole bunch. From the 31-yard line, 3rd and 24. It's a handoff. It's Bush up the middle. He's got some room. Out across the 25 to the 24-yard line, gain of 7, but now 4th and 14. Burwell ended up having a 4th and 14 anyway.
Yep. Yeah, kind of right where you would have been anyway. That's a pretty good carry there by Bush. It gives them at least it improves the chances anyway. The percentage is still against Burwell, but you gave yourself a better chance by picking up 7 yards on that play.
Sorry, 4th and 17 upcoming. My math skills are not what they used to be.
My math skills were never very good.
So Burwell not burning a timeout, just trying to use as much time as possible. And Ainsworth, they're going to get the ball to start the second half. I think they're okay heading to half with a 2-score lead.
Yeah, absolutely take that. We talked about Burwell being happy. I think Ainsworth pretty happy too. You've kept Burwell out of the end zone.
So Burwell calls timeout. 4th down coming up. You're watching NCN.
I'm Chris Suckup, and I started at Madison County Bank in 2003. Experience, commitment to community, and unmatched customer service. Madison County Bank has been rooted in Northeast Nebraska for over 130 years and is here to help you grow. For ag banking, home loans, and business banking, visit your local Madison County Bank in
Madison, Plainview, Albion, and all of Northeast Nebraska.
Fourth down, 17 for Burwell. Biniam Sykes pressured, scrambling, running for his life, won't get rid of it. Sack, and Ainsworth gets the stop. That's Jacob Held, his 2nd sack tonight, 4th of the season.
Just great pressure that time by Ainsworth. Did not allow Sykes to set up to throw the football at all. And there you go. That's Held coming from that linebacker spot to make the play. On 21 seconds, do you try anything here if you're Ainsworth?
They've got a timeout. There's the potential that you could get a big play. They've got Nelson split wide to the right. Their best passer, Tragan McNally, is in at quarterback. McNally rolls, fires, just a quick out, try to gain as much as they could, and honestly, they didn't get much.
Yeah, that was
maybe a yard.
Yeah,
so they burned a second and got a yard. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, you'd like to have that about 5-6 yards farther up the field.
Nelson's 4th reception tonight.
Oh, I think if you're Ainsworth and you're able to get across the midfield stripe here, maybe you take a chance to go downfield. You don't want to turn it over, have a catastrophic turnover.
Carter Nelson, 6 yards rushing, 22 yards receiving. Burwell's done a pretty good job on him tonight. He's going to try to make a play in open space here on 2nd and 9. Bowls over a defender. I think he stayed in bounds, though. Out across the 35, right at midfield. They'll mark him down at the 39. And Ainsworth's going to have to burn a timeout with 7 seconds left after that gain of, call it 6.
Well, now you're going to have to, either you're going to have to go to the end zone or only 7 seconds and no timeouts left, so maybe a hook and lateral or something. I mean,
the statistician's nightmare, the hook and lateral. Yeah, potentially. Look, there's a lot. That's the thing about this offense. There's a lot they can do here. You know, 41 yards in front of them, but with the way this offense operates, they can hit that. I mean, that's a play that they've hit multiple times over the last couple of years. And the thing, if you're Burwell, what do you game plan for? Who's the quarterback? Who's lining up wide? What on earth is Ainsworth going to do? It's hard to prepare for situations like this.
It's difficult, but I think this team has played very sound defense. They haven't allowed that to really bother them. I think really for Burwell, it's about playing, you playing your positions and your responsibilities and not worry about who is where. In this case, maybe if you're, now it looks like, you can say Nelson, maybe you send Nelson deep and throw it up, let that 6'5" frame go get the football, but he's the quarterback right now.
He'll be the quarterback, 4 receivers split wide. Maybe you just let Carter Nelson throw it as far as he can and see what happens. Here we go. Nelson. Brought down for the sack. The knee went down. Burwell applies the pressure and ends the first half with a great defensive play. Gage DeGroff. Correction, that is Austin Mayfield breaking through for the sack and keeping Ainsworth off the board. The Bulldogs with the lead, but the horns are hanging at home. It's 14-0 Ainsworth. Halftime show coming up on NCN.
The Halftime Report on NCN is sponsored by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said,
It wasn't, but this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or was it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today. Does your business need quick, competitive...
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us, supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
Beautiful night here in Burwell. Halftime here at Bob Price Stadium. 14-0. Ainsworth with a lead over Burwell alongside Lou Siefker, Luke Stera on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. Lou, Ainsworth came into tonight averaging 67 points and 473 yards per game. They have been held well under both of those averages tonight. Burwell's defense has done the job. They've got to find a way, though, to finish a drive or two on offense tonight.
Yeah, they've had their opportunities. They've been in Ainsworth territory and have been turned away. We mentioned Ainsworth 67 points a game. The flip side of that is they're only giving up 6 points a game. The defensive side of the ball for Ainsworth is very good. I've been impressed, though, with Burwell as well. Such a high-scoring, so many weapons for Ainsworth. Burwell's done a masterful job of keeping themselves in the game on the defensive side of the ball, really have kept Carter Nelson in check. And but you're going to have to score some points to stay in this game and have a chance to pull the upset.
Let's take a look at our top plays, our halftime highlights, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Burwell moved the ball pretty well in their opening drive, stopped on 4th down there. So Ainsworth, they strike first and strike quickly. Tragan McNally, his first rushing touchdown of the season from 52 yards out. Ainsworth, 2 plays from a scrimmage, and they're up 6-0. Looks like Ainsworth's offense is going to run this thing, but Burwell's defense cinches in. On offense, they try a little trickeration, and it doesn't work. Ryder Swoboda's pass intercepted by Morgan Kinney, but Ainsworth can't do anything with it. Burwell makes a stop. However, second quarter, Carter Nelson, he's been bottled up pretty well by Burwell defensively, but not on this play. Finds some open space, 15 yards for the touchdown reception. That makes it 14-0. Ainsworth with the lead, but really this has been about defense more than anything else. Burwell coming up with the interception there as Ainsworth was driving in Longhorn territory. Swoboda's 3rd INT this season. And as we sit here at the half, 14-0, Ainsworth with the lead. Ainsworth has been held to 132 yards of offense. Carter Nelson, I've got him for -2 yards rushing and 28 yards receiving on 5 catches. Now, he is perfect 6 of 6 passing, but Burwell has done about as good a job on this Ainsworth offense as you can expect. The problem from their side of things, just 75 yards of offense. The passing game has not really gotten going. Just 3 of 7 combined. Swoboda's attempted 1 pass. Biniam Sykes, 3 of 6 through the air for 27 yards. They did have that 22-yard run to start the game, but Ainsworth has kind of slowed things down a little bit. We haven't seen those big gouging running plays that we saw on that first drive. But Burwell, look, Coach Luke Gideon, he's drawn up something there. He has been there. He has done that. He has taken them to the state championship 5 times, won 1 title. His 23rd year at the helm. You know that he's going to try to find something to keep Burwell in this game. But the big thing, Lou, is that Ainsworth starts the ball with the ball in the second half. That opening drive, if they score right out the gate, make this a 3-score game, that's when it becomes really tough for Burwell.
Well, yeah, how this third quarter starts is going to probably dictate the rest of the game. And you're absolutely right. If Ainsworth is able to put points on the board, that really puts a lot of pressure on them. That puts them in a hole. They haven't been able to score and haven't really been able to move the ball with any consistency in the first half. So a 3-score deficit would be sizable. On the other end, if Burwell is able to maybe get a 3-and-out or get a turnover or something, give themselves a good position and score, now you've got a ball game. And again, I think the later this goes, if it stays close, the later this goes, that kind of goes over to Burwell because the pressure really is all on Ainsworth. Ainsworth is the undefeated team, the team with Carter Nelson, the team that a lot of people are talking about state championship. The pressure falls on them if that happens. So we'll see how this third quarter starts. I think, you mentioned Coach Gideon, and this team knows how to win. I mean, both of these teams have returning starters. 6 returning starters on both sides of the ball for Burwell, 7 for Ainsworth. So a lot of experience. Ainsworth was the better team last year, won that ball game between these 2 teams in Ainsworth a year ago. But I'm impressed with the way Burwell has played in this first half. They've played with a lot of energy. They've tackled well and have not backed down from this Ainsworth team. So if you can keep that, again, into the fourth quarter, keep this game close, I think that certainly gives Burwell a chance here at home to pull an upset.
That game last year, 34-12, Ainsworth got the win, was able to pull away late in that one for the victory. Here it's 14-0. Ainsworth with the lead at the half. We've got more halftime show coming up. You're watching NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores. And by U-Safe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
From the moment something didn't feel quite right, to that ambulance arriving at your door, From the immediate diagnosis, to the surgery that followed, to the long list of lifestyle changes, and that family gathering that everyone always talked about, but for whatever reason kept getting postponed, to the moment you sat back and realized how grateful you are for everything you have. We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams, financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
My dad's addiction and death from overdosing on opioids has taught me it's likely that everybody knows somebody who is struggling with this very problem. Losing my mentor, my best friend, he took one pill too many that ultimately killed him.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
$14-0, Burwell with the lead over Ainsworth at the half, alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay, taking a look at some scores around Class D2 of interest to fans of these two teams. A final from yesterday. O'Neill St. Mary's beat Giltner on the road, 48-16. Cardinals look like they've got another great team this year. Central Valley, a very good team here in Central Nebraska. They have the lead at Anselmo Myrna right now, 28-0. Elm Creek is on the road taking on Loomis this evening. Elm Creek with a 20-6 lead. That one at the half. They're through one in Elgin. Elgin Public Pope John, a 20-0 lead over the Creighton Bulldogs. It's Overton all over Medicine Valley right now, 43-0. That one at the half. And a final from earlier today. CWC gets the win over Palmer, 36-28. And here again, 14-0. Ainsworth leading Burwell.
Well, it's just in, Eric. They play pretty good football out here in the Sandhills.
They really do. Yeah, Central Nebraska has always had some really good football teams. We mentioned Sandhills Thedford, a team that Burwell saw in the opening. They will be a player in D2 this year, no doubt, as they always are. Another team have not seen a score yet. Here's a team to watch, and they're going to pop up on Ainsworth's schedule. Coach Jeff Shabram has got something cooking up in Niobrara, Nebraska. Niobrara Verdigris 2-0 coming into tonight. They're on the road against Walt Hill tonight. Very winnable game. You could be looking at a Niobrara Verdigris Cougar team that would be 3-0 and hosting Ainsworth next week. Very interesting situation there in Northeast Nebraska. Here, though, 14-0 Ainsworth with the lead at the break. Second half coming up. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
It's never been easier to get rewarded for using my debit card at Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and with my rewards checking account, I get rewarded for the simple things. Each time I swipe my debit card getting gas or picking up groceries. With Midwest Bank, it's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded for just using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Some jobs are hard work, but it's often the hardest jobs that are the most important. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life. When what you do makes a vast impact on the state and its communities, there's nothing better. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
One more quick scoring update at the half. Sandhills Thedford leading Twin Loop at the break 38-6. Sandhills Thedford, that's a good squad. They beat Burwell in week 1, 45-20. But Burwell bounced back with a big win last week, and they are hanging with the Ainsworth Bulldogs here at home. It is 14-0. Alongside Lou Seifkaram, Eric McKay. Ainsworth will be starting with the ball to start the second half. Our third quarter is brought to you by Husker Rehab. They treat the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. And this will be the first time that we will see Ainsworth's kick return game. They have not returned a kick or punt for a touchdown yet this season, even with all their playmakers. They sent Blumenstock and Kinney back deep.
That's a matter of time.
It really feels like it, doesn't it? So it'll be Gage DeGroff to kick off. One of the players who has really played well for Burwell defensively tonight. They've held Ainsworth to 132 yards of offense to this point. Can they keep that going? Good kick. Back to the 1 yard line. Up the middle, great open field tackle there. Good sure tackling again by the Longhorns, and Ainsworth will start 1st and 10 from the 16.
Well, good kick coverage, obviously, there for Burwell. And now Ainsworth starting in not ideal field position. I think if you're Ainsworth, you'd like to stretch this lead out, but you've got a long way to go.
This is Ainsworth's worst starting field position of the game. Blumenstock in motion. He's a lead blocker for Nelson. who gets to the outside, falls forward, close to first down yardage. They've got him out across the 20 to the 25-yard line, a 9-yard gain. So Carter Nelson back in positive numbers net rushing. But again, that's 6 carries for 7 yards by my count for Carter Nelson tonight.
Yeah, great job there by the Burwell defense. Guy that does everything for Ainsworth, just all over the field. He has a touchdown, but he has not been a dominant force here in this first half.
Second down and short. You've got McNally back in at quarterback. Look out, gets away in the backfield for the first down. That play was dead to rights, and Tragan McNally breaks the tackle, gets the first down to the 30.
Boy, that looked like that play was blown up. McNally somehow gets away.
Oh.
Boy, that looked like a sack there for sure.
Wyatt Larson wants that one back.
Larson had him, just not able to wrap up.
So it's a 5-yard gain and a first down for Ainsworth. McNally's second carry tonight, his first one was a 52-yard touchdown run. Now Nelson back in at quarterback. Blumenstock in motion. Nelson on the keeper. Turning upfield, and I think for Ainsworth, it appears the strategy, for Coach Jesse Owen is nothing too fancy to start. Let Carter Nelson make some plays in space. A 9-yard carry the first time, a 5-yard carry there.
Yeah, you get the ball to playmakers, let them make plays. McNally just a moment ago made one of the bigger plays of the game, avoiding that sack and picking up the first down. And much like for Burwell, and it's important to do well on first down for Ainsworth, that just struggling a little bit offensively in that first half. You'd like to get into some rhythm offensively.
On 2nd and 5, Nelson will keep again. Straight ahead, shakes off a defender, bounces to the outside. Carter Nelson inside the 15, inside the 10. First and goal, Ainsworth. They'll mark him out at the 8-yard line. A 37-yard gain and a first down.
Well, he's a little bit of a problem when he gets in the open field. Look at that speed. Big dude that runs like that gets just a great run that time. Now he's in positive yards for sure.
Absolutely. His longest play of the night. 37-yard gain. Sets up Ainsworth first and goal from the Burwell 8. Trying to make this a 3-score game here early third quarter. Nelson on the keeper again, trying to get the edge. Burwell ready for it. That's a loss of 2. And that's what the Longhorns have been doing all night. Keeping him contained. Austin Mayfield makes the play at 2nd and goal.
Well, watch the flow of the football. Everybody knows who's going to get it there. Nelson brought down a lot of purple helmets there in that picture, making a play. And you wonder, at some point, Ainsworth might try to use that aggressiveness against them, maybe run a reverse. There should be a lot of open grass, especially when it looks like Carter Nelson's going to have the football.
Ainsworth calls timeout. We'll take one as well. 2nd and goal after this. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. We have wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
The big thing was staying in your assignment, making sure you stick to the game plan on the Ainsworth sideline. Again, just keeping that energy up. They want more on that sideline. Back to you and Eric and Lou in the studio.
All right, thank you, Luke. As a flag comes in, that pass was complete. Far side to Trey Appelt, but a flag thrown on the near side, the complete opposite end of the play. And you're going to get an illegal shift against Ainsworth. So Ainsworth gets first and goal, then immediately starts moving the wrong direction, which is something that has kind of bothered them tonight.
Yeah, they have not taken advantage of some opportunities, and you're hurting yourself. That's a self-inflicted wound there. Boy, you feel like if Ainsworth's able to score here, that three-score lead would be really big. Because, again, a team that's allowed 6 points a game, Burwell has not been able to score. A three-point lead might be very difficult to overcome.
So second and goal now back from the 15. Nelson in at quarterback. Blumenstock in motion. Nelson wants the edge. Turns. Shoulder-to-shoulder contact back across the 10-yard line. Out at about the 5, where it'll be third down and goal after that 10-yard gain. Good blocking out front there. Really holding their blocks downfield. That's Ryan Salzman. You see number 4, the 160-pound sophomore, blocking 13 yards down the field.
Yeah, I don't care how good of a player you are. If you don't have people blocking for you, you're not going to do much. And that block sprung him there. Now third down and 5 again. 4-down territory here.
Carter Nelson split to the near side, one-on-one with Swoboda. 3 receivers to the left, third and goal. McNally throws, intercepted! It's Swoboda again, reading the quarterback's eyes, his second INT tonight.
Well, the problem with that is that everybody knew where that ball was going, including Swoboda. And Swoboda is too good of a player. You can't lock in on a receiver like that. Swoboda's going to make the play. That's a big interception because that, again, keeps that lead at 2 scores for Ainsworth. And, boy, Bulldogs really kind of blow a golden opportunity to really get a stranglehold on this football game.
We talked about it at the outset. Burwell would need big plays. We thought Swoboda would be the guy who could do that on both ends. 2 monster plays on defense tonight. Can Burwell take advantage, though? Just 75 yards of total offense prior to that snap. A running play to Isaac Bush that gets about 3.
Well, you saw the last time Swoboda had the interception, the energy level on this Burwell sideline picked up, and they moved the football on one of their better drives, but did not score in that possession. Now you really have to take advantage of these opportunities. A lot of football yet to be played, not even halfway through the third quarter, but it just feels like this is an important drive. They've got to be able to put something together and try to get some points on the board.
On 2nd and 8, here's the handoff. First carry of the half for Garrett Hasenauer. His yards in the first half were well earned. He gets a couple. It'll be third down. He had 26 yards on 11 carries in the first half. He gets about 3 there. It'll be third down and 6.
We've talked a lot about Burwell's defense, and rightfully so. But boy, this Ainsworth team, these guys are quick. These guys run. This is a fast defense. It's very difficult. Even if the hole's there, these guys just plug it so fast and run to the football very, very well.
They're pitching 6.5 quarters of shutout football right now. They shut out Madison last week. Burwell has yet to score. Third down and 6. And now we've got a stoppage and a timeout taken by Burwell. We'll take one as well. 7:43 to go in the third. Burwell with a big third down next. You're watching NCN.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
$14 to nothing here. Keeping your eye on some other scores from around central Nebraska, including one that might be big for a member of the NCN crew, Lou.
Yeah, absolutely. A really good Central Valley team, a team on Burwell's schedule in Week 7. They're winning over Anselmo Myrna. Sorry, Zane. 36-0 at halftime.
Look, Central Valley's going to do that to a lot of teams. That Cougar squad over the last 5-6 years has really turned into something special in Class D2. Burwell trying to cook up something special on 3rd and 6. from the 25, trying to take advantage of the turnover. Hasenauer has room. He stops short. That's great pursuit by Nelson to stop him shy of first down yardage. Boy, what do you do here on fourth down and about a yard? You're at the 30-yard line. This is a tough decision for Burwell.
I think you go for it here. You're the underdog here. It's a gamble for sure, but I think if you're going to win this game, you've got to be able to sustain drives. Ainsworth's too good offensively, and this defense has played so well for Burwell. But I think at this point you got to gamble a little bit. It looks like they are going to go for it.
That's exactly it. Swoboda split wide to the top of your screen. 4th and a yard. Sykes straight ahead. Bowls forward, depends on the spot. Looks like he's got it. I think they're going to give him the yard. He's out at the 31-yard line. Well, no signal yet.
Maybe
it's
a little
close.
Second effort here.
As we take another look at our replay, brought to you in part by Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. It is indeed enough for a first down. Coach Luke Gideon makes the gutsy call, and his offensive line does the job for him.
Yeah, I think he's kind of thinking the way we're thinking, that now is kind of the time. You've got to put together a drive here. You can't give Ainsworth too many more possessions where you're trying to keep them off the board to maintain a close game. You've got to make it a close game here by scoring offensively. 1st and 10 now from the 31. The handoff, Bush, and he gets nothing. Wrapped up from behind. Well, that would be a great play of a little mutton busting out at the rodeo grounds here in Burwell. Appelt makes the play. They'll give him a yard at 2nd and 9. Yeah, I like Appelt. He's a good player, good athlete out there. That's a guy I think I'd like, if I'm Ainsworth, I'd like to see him touch the ball on offense a little bit more as well.
Folks, high school sports on NCN brought to you in part by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. 2nd down 9. Swoboda split wide to the top of the screen. Now in motion. Sykes to the air for the first time this half. Fires. Swoboda comes back and gets it. Brought down, minimal gain. He had to come back for that one, maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, didn't get a whole lot, but a positive gain.
Swoboda's 2nd reception tonight. He had one for 21 yards in the first half. They give him 2 out to the 35, so 3rd down and about 7 coming up. Hey, folks, high school sports on NCN this evening brought to you in part by Zollner Ford in Lincoln. 3rd down, we'll call it 6 yards. They gave him more forward progress than I initially thought. Big 3rd down here, handoff. Hasenauer, nothing. That Ainsworth defensive line holds a yard, maybe that's it. But 4th down and 5 now coming as Ainsworth's interior defensive line comes up big.
Yeah, now I think the decision's a little harder.
Yep.
You're 4th and medium here, but you're in your own territory. I think you're going to see a punt now.
They do send Cy Feakin out there, who had the greatest 18-yard punt I have ever seen in the first half. Saved points in his own end zone on a bad snap. He'll punt it away on 4th and 5 from the 36. Pressure there. Feakin gets it away, and that's a good one. Takes a Burwell roll inside the 10. They're giving chase, and it dies at the 4-yard line. Cy Feakin might be the player of the game for Burwell right now. That punt goes for 40 yards and sets up Ainsworth deep in their own territory.
Well, you can't stop Cy Feakin. You only hope to contain him.
Boy, I thought Appelt had a better chance to block that one. It felt like he kind of pulled up a little bit. And now Ainsworth is starting at their own 5-yard line. And we've got an Ainsworth player down. That's Owen Blumenstock, who is down. Looks like it's just cramps. At least that's certainly the hope for Ainsworth, one of the great big play options for Ainsworth.
Still warm enough this time of the year. In the second half, we saw that last night in the Norfolk game we did.
It is warm and it is so dry.
Right.
It just doesn't take much for that to affect you. So we'll take a quick break. 14-0, Ainsworth with the lead and the ball. You're watching NCN.
At Columbus Motor Company, they're proud to be the first car dealer to bring the best price philosophy to Columbus. Columbus Motor Company has always believed that when buying a new vehicle, the customer shopping experience should come first. No hype, no gimmicks, just consistent quality service every time you shop. And don't forget, Columbus Motor Company is the only dealership that offers a 5-day, 30-day policy. Stop by for the spring sales event going on now, or shop online at columbusmotorcompany.com. Columbus Motor Company, one low price, plain and simple, always.
Fall harvest means long hours for you and your equipment. You both need a fuel that can handle the pressure. So use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel from Farmer's Pride for more power, better fuel economy, faster starts, and special additives to help reduce downtime. What's more, when you do business with Farmer's Pride, you'll notice a personal touch that goes beyond the expected. Farmer's Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
1st and 10, Ainsworth from the 5-yard line. Carter Nelson will keep. Trying to find some room, breaks one tackle and contained from there. Got a couple. Be second down at about 8. Owen Blumenstock was able to get off the field under his own power. I imagine we'll see him back out fairly shortly as Ainsworth will have it second down and 8.
Burwell's done a good job getting off blocks and staying in front of this Ainsworth offense. You saw the damage a guy like Carter Nelson can do when he gets past that initial surge, but they have not allowed many of those here tonight. They've done a really nice job keeping everything in front of them.
Second and 8, the handoff here coming near side. Not much of a cutback lane, still on his feet. Oh my goodness, what a run. Out across the 20 to the 25-yard line, Morgan Kinney. The 155-pound junior putting on a show.
I think his name might be Johnny Rogers, maybe there? I mean,
start calling him Barry Kinney after that play. He juked out half the team before finally Jackson Taney makes the stop. That's an 18-yard gain.
Maybe Houdini, I don't know. That was amazing.
Really remarkable play by Morgan Kinney. At 58 rushing yards coming into tonight. Gets Ainsworth some breathing room now, out to the 25. Nelson on play action, firing, caught. Great passing play there. McNally, the timing between these two, whether it's McNally passing to Nelson or Nelson passing to McNally, it works.
What do they say? If you have two quarterbacks, you don't have any? Well, you have two quarterbacks, two receivers, and you have a whole bunch of quarterbacks out there. This Ainsworth team, so versatile. So many guys that can do so many different things.
Nelson perfect 7 of 7 through the air. 1st and 10 now from the 35. The handoff, here's Kinney. Little speedster, turns the corner, gets into Burwell territory, and here comes Ainsworth. A drive that started at their own 5 has now made its way to the Burwell 23. After that, gain of 22.
Well, that might be the game plan now for Ainsworth, is to go sideline to sideline, use that speed. And, you talk a lot about offenses wearing down defenses, and you usually talk about physical play. Well, there's times when you've got that type of speed, that sort of track speed, you can go sideline to sideline and wear a defense out that way as well.
1st and 10, 23-yard line. We've got an official's timeout, some type of equipment malfunction on Ainsworth's side. Now we're set up. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line, waning moments, 3rd quarter. Ainsworth, they've had plenty of opportunities. Now they need to try to finish off a drive. Kinney. Burwell says no cutback lane this time, young man. Austin Mayfield makes the play in the backfield. That's a loss, 2nd and long.
Well, looked like Kinney would have been better off to follow his blockers. Kind of stopped there. It really wasn't going to go anywhere either way, but trying to cut back there ended up losing some yardage.
Call it a loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. Back to the 25-yard line. This is where Ainsworth's last couple of drives have sputtered. They get into Burwell territory, can't finish it off. Let's see if they can this time. You got Nelson with Blumenstock in motion. Nelson will keep. Got a block out in front of him, dives forward for a solid 1st down gain. Boy, Gage DeGroff had fought off a block but sort of lost his footing in the backfield. And that sprung Nelson for decent yardage.
Yeah, Nelson Nelson's one of those athletes that it doesn't even look like he's running that fast or that
Right.
hard. He just kind of so smooth and glides. But again, I think Burwell's done a good job on him tonight.
3rd and 4 from the 17. Nelson, quick pass, far side, caught, first down yardage inside the 10-yard line. Chris Fernandez, the 140-pound sophomore, his first reception of the season, and sets up Ainsworth with a 1st and goal to go at the 10-yard line.
Well, now Ainsworth, minute 8 left here in the 3rd quarter. The game drawing somewhat late now. A touchdown here again would be huge. The dagger is waiting. Can Ainsworth deliver that dagger? We'll see.
1st down and goal from the 10. The handoff goes to Kinney. Cuts, slides inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and goal.
How many times can Burwell turn Ainsworth away? It has been a good night for the Burwell defense, but it just feels like that dam is about to break.
2nd and goal from the 6. Nelson alone in the backfield with 4 receivers. Nelson sends Blumenstock in motion. More often than not, this is a running play. That's what it is. Nelson won't get the edge, though. Burwell ready for it. You know, I think Burwell's reading what we're seeing. Blumenstock in motion means a Carter Nelson running play, and Burwell was ready for it.
Yeah, they know what's coming. They're reading it well, and they're good enough, and they run well enough that they can get over there to make that play. Now, it looks like it may be another young man with cramps.
Blumenstock down again. He's already missed time. This time able to get up under his own power, but might be cramped up again.
Those cramps can linger. That's something to watch. Sometimes those are tough to get rid of.
All right, so now 3rd and goal for Ainsworth.
I think if you're gonna try to get the ball to Nelson, you got to get the ball up. You put a jump ball situation. He's such a great athlete. He can jump so well.
7
Put the ball in
feet,
the air and let him go get it.
He cleared 7 feet in the high jump.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of people doing that in Class D2.
I needed stairs to clear the 7-foot.
So no McNally out there for Ainsworth either. He too is on the sideline. So you've got no McNally, no Blumenstock. So Ainsworth's got to go with kind of a Burwell setup. They go with a direct snap to Kinney, and he is not going to get there. And it's going to be 4th down for Ainsworth. Kinney got about a yard. 2 of Ainsworth's big players not on the field on that play, and it's 4th and goal from the 4.
I'll tell you what, the Longhorns are playing with a ton of heart right now.
Sir.
They are absolutely battling to stay in this game.
And a timeout called by Ainsworth. We'll keep it here. 12 seconds to go in the quarter.
Well,
Lou, if Burwell gets a stop here, I mean, how many more opportunities can you get?
Yeah.
And if you're Ainsworth, you know, and Luke's been talking about this on the sideline, the energy level. Wants to see the energy level up more on the sideline. Does Coach Jesse Owen. How deflating for Ainsworth if they can't get it in after another trip to the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you don't see a lot of times a second timeout used. You like to keep your timeouts.
Yeah.
But I think Coach Owen knows you got a chance to maybe put this game away. So you want to be able to be on the same page. Make sure that you get a good call in here. I think it's a good timeout because you're one big play here, a touchdown away from possibly putting this ball game away. It's going to be very difficult, as we've already said, for Burwell to come back if they're down 3 scores.
All right, so it's 4th and goal from about the 3.5-yard line. Tragan McNally is back in. He's split wide as a receiver. Nelson sends Kinney in motion. Nelson dropped the ball on the snap. Flags are down, and those flags might just have saved Ainsworth. That is a procedure penalty that they will take 10 times out of 10 because that was about to be a turnover.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really disappointing if you're Ainsworth. You use a timeout, and then you come out and do 2 things very badly. You fumble the football, and you get a penalty. And you're right, Eric, that penalty keeps the ball. Ainsworth gives them another chance, albeit 5 yards back from where they were.
Yeah, now it's 4th and goal from the 9. Big play here. Nelson sprinting, looking for room up the middle. He's not going to get there. Burwell bows up again and makes another stop in the red zone.
Wow. All I can say about Burwell defensively is just a ton of heart. They are not going away. And, a lot of these guys, it's two-way football. But this team's played with a ton of heart on that defensive side. And I think both of us thought it, 14-0 into the third quarter. That's what we both thought, right?
Look, we were here thinking we were going to see offensive fireworks. Burwell put up 54 last week. Ainsworth has been averaging 67 a game. I give credit to both of these defenses for the way that they have played tonight. Now Hasenauer looking for a little bit of room, gets a couple, and that's going to end the third quarter. But folks, are we on upset alert at Bob Price Field? Burwell's got to find some offense. They're still within striking distance. Fourth quarter next on NCN.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Our fourth quarter on NCN is brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. Who says they don't play defense in 8-man? We got 12 minutes of regulation football and 14 total points have been scored. The problem, if you're a Burwell Longhorn fan, is all 14 of them have been scored by Ainsworth. But after another great defensive stop, Burwell's got a shot, but they got 73 yards of field in front of them at a 2nd and 8 as we start the fourth quarter.
They've had a tough time moving the football with any consistency, and there's a fumble.
Bad snap, and Sykes just has to turf it. Inside the 5, down to the 4.
That's a bad play there for Burwell because now you're 3rd and long. The shadow of your own goal line, that's not a recipe for success. And the last thing you want to do here is go 3 and out, give the ball right back to Ainsworth.
You see they were trying to motion the running back out. It hit Hasenauer in the leg. Sykes just had to dive on it. So now 3rd down and about 12 after that loss of 4. Sykes dropping into his own end zone, throws. Swoboda has it. Close to first down yardage, but didn't get there. Out across the 10 to the 12. But he's going to be about 2-3 yards shy.
Yeah, not a bad route, but he didn't run it deep enough.
So it's 4th and 2. So here's something that I've noticed on the sideline. So for Burwell, Wyatt Larson has not been playing. He's out of the game and has ice on his shoulder. Yep. They have had a different player long snapping. I think Larson was Burwell's long snapper. They've got Hayes Plugi in it long snapping on this punt. So just something to keep an eye on this play. We've got a timeout. We'll take one as well. 14-0. Ainsworth with the lead on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same. Plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
So Burwell going to be coming out in punt formation, but again, keep an eye on the snap here. And there you see the injured Burwell Longhorn, Wyatt Larson. They were practicing long snaps on the sideline, and now it's the offense out there on the field on 4th and 3.
I think Ainsworth's going to try for a block here.
Oh, they went with a quick kick.
Wow.
They lined up on offense, went with a quick kick. Sykes gets out across the 40 to the 36-yard line, ends up working pretty well. That's a 32-yard punt, no return. But again, if you don't have your long snapper,
right,
that is the worst time to send them out there in the fourth quarter of a game inside your own 15.
Right. And that was a good idea, just to do the quick kick. Don't allow that pressure. Ainsworth has been able to pressure the punts a couple of times and nearly getting a block. And I thought they were going to bring the house there, but that quick kick nullified that pressure. I think that was a smart move there by Coach Gideon.
So now Ainsworth, another chance to probably put this game away. Can they take advantage? Here's Kenny to the near side. Turns up field a little bit, and now a flag comes in. Oh, you're going to get a personal foul tacked on top of it.
Yeah, it wasn't anything egregious, but he tackled him about 2, 3, 4 yards out of bounds.
Yeah.
Which
I think kind of a bad break, too. The down marker was right there. So, he just kind of kept going, didn't disengage, and that's going to be a penalty every time.
Didn't really, you lost track of where you were on the field. You made a nice tackle, but you made it about 5 yards out of bounds, which, unfortunately, there for Burwell, that's a personal foul that gives Ainsworth free 15 yards.
That gets them deep into Burwell territory now at the 26-yard line. Folks, high school sports presented in part by Midwest Bank, always ready to lend a hand to the communities they serve. Log on to Midwest Bank to find out more. Carter Nelson to the right, found a little bit of a seam, squirts forward out across the 20. Down to about the 18-yard line. That's a gain of 8. Hey, folks, stay tuned after the game as we take another look at Carter Nelson here. Just a little bit of space, gets him 8 yards. Stay tuned after the game, folks, for our post-game show. That's brought to you by USAVE Pharmacy. 2nd down and 2 after the 8-yard gain. Nelson will hand off. Kinney bowling forward. One of the most diminutive runners on the field, but runs with some power there. Gets to the 15-yard line and a 1st down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Morgan Kinney listed at 155, but he packs a punch, doesn't he? Watch this run, just knocks defenders backwards. That's a tough young man.
Give him 3 to the Burwell 14, where it is 1st and 10.
Ainsworth not going to be in a hurry here. They're taking their time. Let that clock run. You've got the 2-score lead. No need to be in a hurry.
Carter Nelson split out wide to the bottom of your screen. McNally in at quarterback, throwing far side. Wants his tight end. End zone. It is caught. There you go, Lou. You said you wanted Trey Appelt. You got him. 14 yards on the touchdown strike from Tragan McNally.
I like him as a target. I realize Carter Nelson's a great player, but I think you got another guy out there in Appelt that can be very dangerous in the passing game. He's a big young man and good hands right there. Couple Burwell defenders, but he's able to get open. Gets that touchdown pass.
Appelt's 2nd touchdown reception this season. Just his 4th reception overall, so not a bad percentage on touchdown catches there. Ainsworth going for 2. The handoff, Kinney, nice cut, dives forward, and did not get there. Burwell holds. So with 9:15 to go in the 4th, will that be enough? Ainsworth extends their lead now to 20-0. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores. And by USAVE Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
At JSP, we show up every day with one goal in mind: taking care of the great people of the communities we serve. For the last 15 years, keeping people comfortable in the Hudson Valley has been our main priority. Our award-winning customer service and customized solutions make calling JSP a simple choice. Our trained professionals can solve almost any issue in your home or business and make you another satisfied customer. Call JSP today.
Fourteen-yard touchdown strike by Tragan McNally found Trey Appel. McNally's second touchdown pass. He also has a touchdown run tonight. So he's been in on all three of Ainsworth's touchdowns. 20-0. The Bulldogs extend their lead, and Bulldog fans have to be going, finally, finishing off a drive after they moved the ball so well, but denied in the red zone a couple of times tonight.
Really felt like they've controlled the second half, but yeah, first score, it comes there in the fourth quarter.
And that went over Swoboda's head into the end zone. So Burwell will be starting 1st and 10 from the 15. Hey, folks, stick around after the game for our coaches' post-game interview. Get their thoughts on the game. Brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. All right, so Burwell back out there. Burwell has not eclipsed triple digits in total offense yet tonight. So for all the talk, look, Burwell's played with heart. Ainsworth's defense, you can have great players. You got to play defense if you want to be a title team, right? Shutout last week. Now well into the fourth quarter, trying to get their second shutout in a row. Ainsworth's defense has done the job.
Absolutely. Both teams really have been very good defensively. I think Ainsworth, they are on a different level. They have so much speed. They tackle well. And it's going to be tough. You're going to have to come with it, I think, if you're going to beat Ainsworth on that defensive side of the ball.
That's Isaac Bush straight ahead for 2. You've got a Burwell player slow to get up. But staying in the game is Jackson Taney. It'll be 2nd down and 8. You know, you look at that Ainsworth defense as well. They really, they don't really split out any defensive backs per se. Everybody's about 3-4 yards from the line of scrimmage at the snap. But again, you have so many big, strong, fast athletes. You just want them to be aggressive, and that's what Coach Owen has come up with defensively.
Well, we talked about Burwell and their ability to run to the football and tackle well, and I think it's the same on the Ainsworth side. But I think Ainsworth has just that extra level of athletic ability out there, and it's not just Carter Nelson.
It's basically 4 linemen, 4 linebackers. That's how they run their defense. Now Burwell handing off Hazenauer. He's had a tough night. He's been working hard, but has not really been able to break one. Gets to the 20. It's a gain of about 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 5, as now we've got a Burwell player down at the bottom of that pile. Slow to get up. And it's another player that is down. It's been a hard-hitting contest, that's for sure. Training staff out to take a look at the young man. We'll take a break. You're watching high school football on NCN.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
Garrett Hasenauer, the injured player for Burwell, putting no weight at all on his left leg. And this is a night that Burwell has already lost Wyatt Larson to a shoulder injury. It appears now Garrett Hasenauer looks like some type of injury to his left leg. We just hope that young man is able to come back soon. It's been a hard-hitting game tonight, Lou, and you look at this Burwell team. Gosh, they got a lot to build on. The defense played so well tonight, but injuries start stacking up. That can really derail a season in Class D2.
Absolutely. Injuries are obvious downside of this great game, and especially at this level, you really can't afford to lose too many guys. I love the way this Burwell team has played today. They've really brought it. They played with heart. They fought. And just up against a little bit better team in Ainsworth, but injuries, that can change the whole season.
On 3rd and 5, Swoboda goes down. Did he get it? He did. That'll be a first down. Really like Ryder Swoboda. Yeah. Offensively and defensively, he just finds ways to make big plays. He's got 2 interceptions defensively tonight and an 8-yard reception there. That moves the sticks for Burwell. That's Swoboda's 4th reception tonight.
I think he kind of epitomizes this team. I mean, he's a competitor, and he's not backing down. He didn't back down from Carter Nelson and has made some big plays. And he's certainly a guy to watch, I think, as this year goes on for Burwell.
1st and 10 from the 28. Biniam Sykes fires into double coverage. Too tall, incomplete. Trying to find Swoboda again. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Trying to complete those 10-yard out patterns. That one sailed on Sykes out of bounds. I think for Burwell, you'd love to be able to put together a drive here, put some points on the board, even if you don't win this game. I think you've played well for the most part, but again, it's against a very, very good defense. You'd like to have some positives here as this game draws very late.
2nd and 10. Swoboda shuffles a bit in motion. Sykes will throw. Fires, picked off. That's Carter Nelson, and he's gone. Carter Nelson will take it the distance. Touchdown, Ainsworth. Nelson says, I had a couple of those taken away from me, so I'll do it myself, and he puts the bow on this one.
And that's Carter Nelson set on that route. He read that one perfectly, broke on it, picked it off. We'll see the replay. Sykes, just a perfect break there. Never saw Carter Nelson. I don't know how you miss Carter Nelson, but he didn't see him. And once Carter Nelson picks that ball off, it's lights out.
7:42 to go in the game. And Carter Nelson comes up with a big play. His first interception of the season. Now McNally trying to come near side, turns the corner and gets in for the 2-point conversion. 7 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Carter Nelson has made his presence felt defensively, offensively, throwing the ball, rushing the ball, catching the ball. He's done it all. Ainsworth up 28. You're watching NCN.
It all started long ago with cattle in mind, and it's still the major focus today of Powder River Livestock Handling Equipment and your friends at Valley Vet Supply in Marysville. They want to provide you with the best equipment. That's why they sell Powder River. It truly does stand the test of time. Powder River is a name you can trust. From cattle handling systems to gates and feeders, Powder River makes equipment for life. Come see for yourself at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Carter Nelson kicks it away after a 38-yard interception return for a touchdown. Ainsworth up 28. And Ainsworth has pretty much sewn this one up now as Luke Stera, third member of our broadcast crew on the sideline, standing by with more. Luke?
Yeah, a couple injury updates down here. Obviously, we just had the one with Garrett Hazenauer down on the field for a very long time. Both sidelines taking a knee, a great sign of respect and sportsmanship. It seemed like they were working on his lower part, or the mid to upper part of his leg. From what I heard, it didn't sound like they could really pin down what it was. I heard maybe something with his hip. They don't know if it was with his knee, but he was in considerable pain on the field. So wish our best wishes out for Garrett. And then as well, Wyatt Larson for the Longhorns. His night seems to be done. He's got his left shoulder wrapped up with an ice pack on it. So a couple big injuries for the Longhorns to report down here on the field. Eric and Lou, back to you.
Thank you, Luke. And we've got a new running back in with Hazenauer out. That's Miles Wright, 170-pound senior, number 17, trying to cut back. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. 2nd and 10 coming up for Burwell. Now, this Longhorn team, they'll be hitting the road next week against Ansley Litchfield. We're already into district play starting next week. You got Ansley Litchfield. Next week, Ainsworth will open their district season on the road. An interesting game. Niobrara Verdigris. They've been putting up some points. Coach Jeff Shabram's squad has been impressing so far. That'll be a fun matchup next week up in northern Knox County.
Yeah, no question about it. That will be a fun game.
Now Bush cuts to the outside, turns upfield, gets about 5. He's been their leading rusher this season. Morgan Kinney makes the stop. Bush gets 5 more yards, up to 53 yards on 10 carries
I'm really impressed there with Kinney. He is a ball player. I mean, that's a really good tackle out there. Really, that's what stood out for both of these teams. It looks like maybe a big play coming, and it gets shut down with an open field tackle. Both these teams tackle very well.
3rd down 5. Ball at the 20. Little counter play to Bush, but stood up. Carter Nelson is in on the stop, as is Aiden Jackman. This linebacker crew for Ainsworth is stout. You're talking Jackman, Held, Nelson. They got some ball players on that defensive side of the ball. Put Witten Painter in there as well. That's a good group of linebackers for this Ainsworth Bulldogs squad.
Well, we know that Ainsworth can score points, and Burwell did a really good job slowing them down tonight. But what's the old adage? Defense wins championships. If Ainsworth plays defense the way they played it tonight, well, it's going to be a tough team to beat.
4th down 3. Burwell will stay on the field offensively. Beniam Sykes, going to go with a quick kick again. Turned out pretty well for him last time. This one dies a bit, flops forward across the 30, and down to the 28-yard line.
Thought the official called for a fair catch there, but
he had some room. He had a lane.
Got to field that.
Hey, folks, we got college football coming your way tomorrow on NCN. We've got a full day of college football. It starts at 12:50 Central Time tomorrow. NAIA action, Dakota Wesleyan taking on Doane. And then tomorrow evening, 6:45 Central Time start. They moved it back an hour. UNK trying to bounce back from a bit of a surprising loss in week 1 last week. They are at home against Northeastern State tomorrow. A full day of college football right here on NCN. All right, Ainsworth back out there with this game pretty well in hand. Carter Nelson now turning upfield, cutting to the outside. Boy, as bottled up as he was in the first half, Carter Nelson is creeping on the century mark, rushing, and all of it really in the second half. He had -2 yards net rushing in the first half, but gets 9 more there.
I mean, he's just a great athlete, and he's going to make plays. But I think overall, Burwell has done a nice job on him tonight. His biggest play was off the interception on the defensive side of the ball.
2nd down and 1. Nelson did have a 15-yard reception earlier tonight. He is also perfect 7 of 7 passing the ball tonight. There's Kinney. Yeah, just get me 11 or 8 or 6 Morgan Kinneys.
Yeah.
And I got a football team. Kinney gets a couple there. Just a tough little scrapper. 155 pounds, moves the sticks.
Yeah, I love a guy with the effort that he brings. He is not going down easy. And he has been a special player tonight for this Bulldog squad. And, this, Ainsworth 9-0 regular, or 9-1 actually with the loss in the second round of the playoffs. I think they, certainly they're looking for a deeper run this year in the playoffs. And again, I think you've got just so many weapons out there that play well on both sides of the ball.
Look at the tough, stiff arm there of Carter Nelson, but great defense still. That's a great tackle in the open field by Trenton Brown. Watch this. Just one-on-one here. Nelson doesn't shake him off. A little bit of a stiff arm. Trenton Brown sticks with him.
Yeah, that's a good tackle. Good one-on-one tackle. That's tough to do against Carter Nelson, but Brown won that one. He gets, was it 2 points for a takedown?
I think so. No 2nd and 10, no gain. Nelson over the middle, incomplete. That would have been 6. Trying to get Owen Blumenstock, but just kind of short-armed it.
Yeah, that was, Carter Nelson's a great player, and he's going to do special things. That was not a pretty pass.
He will not be a quarterback in college.
No.
We can say that. And he's a very good passer of the football because of his athleticism, but, look, that's not why he was free. It's not why he's being recruited.
He's going to do special things as a receiver.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
The footwork leaves a little something to be desired. 3rd down and 10. Hands off, Kenny. Nothing. That's Burwell. Breaking through the line, miles right. Boy, this Burwell team, they missed the playoffs last year. Again, injuries are going to have a lot to say about it. We hope Hazenauer and Larson are able to come back. If they are, this is a playoff team.
Yeah.
This Burwell team's good.
This team was 3-5 a year ago. This team is much better than that this year. They're going to be 1-2. But they've had a tough start. Good teams, but the way they play defense is going to keep them in just about every game they play the rest of the way.
So it'll be 4th down and 10. Nelson on to punt it away. Inside of 3.5 to go. We've got more 8-man football, by the way, coming your way next week here on NCN. It will be interesting to see when the game's going to start. High punt. Carter Nelson might end up being a punter in college. This one dies at the 5-yard line. 35 yards, no return. He's good at that. But next week, we're going to be up in Crofton. Maybe my favorite place to call a football game, up at Crofton High School. Crofton taking on Hardington Newcastle. Hopefully their lights will be installed by then. You might have seen the story on newschannelnebraska.com. They had a light structure collapse on them. The hope was that the new structure would be installed in time for them to have a game at 7 o'clock next week. We'll keep you posted. It might be an earlier kick to next week. Crofton against Hardington Newcastle. That'll be our game next Friday here on News Channel Nebraska. Crofton, a big win over Bloomfield last week.
Yeah, impressive win.
Coach Tom Allen's got himself a contender, I think, in Class D1.
I think they held Bloomfield to a couple of home runs, did they not?
Yeah, 16-2 was the final. You hold Bloomfield to 2 points. You've done something. That's a good defense.
Absolutely.
All right, we got some new players in for Burwell. Trying to get to the outside there for Burwell is Holden Hodges, 130-pound freshman. Lost a yard there. Well, I'll tell you what. The final score is going to make it look like an Ainsworth blowout. This Burwell team, they impressed me with their guts tonight, Lou.
Absolutely. I mean, you ran up against a very difficult defensive opponent in Ainsworth, but Burwell defensively really held their own against a high-flying Ainsworth team averaging well over 60 points a game and holding them here to 28 as the game is ticking away. That's an impressive effort.
Handoff comes to Coulter Wright, 130-pound junior. Got the couple of yards lost back. It'll be 3rd down and about, I call it 3rd and 11 coming up.
We talked about Burwell's history from 2015 through 2019, 4 state championship game appearances, 1 in 2016, won the state championship. It seemed like every November you're turning the TV on and there's Burwell playing for a state championship.
That 2016 team, they beat a really good Guardian Angel Central Catholic team, and that game really wasn't all that close. Burwell, the final score ended up closer than it really was. Burwell was very dominant in that game. Again, coming into tonight, we got a flag at the end of this play. Coming into this game, Burwell had won 75 games since 2015, the first year of that run. Only 2 other programs in the state in 8-man had won more, BDS and Humphrey St. Francis. They won more games than Falls City Sacred Heart since 2015.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's what you call a successful program. As the officials march off the penalty against Ainsworth. You talk about Ainsworth from 1980 to last year, 4 total, that's really for their history, 4 total playoff appearances. And then finally last year, they got their first playoff win ever. So not a lot of success in the history of Ainsworth in the football side, but that's changing right now. This is an impressive unit.
Really is. No gain on this play. You know, Ainsworth, they've got great sports fans there. You know, anybody who remembers the name Delamont, it knows that Ainsworth has had some great basketball teams over the years. They've had some great track athletes over the years. Of course, Brian Delamont, an assistant, the longtime successful head coach in basketball. He's an assistant on the football program here. But Ainsworth, they have great fan support, and it's great to see their football program getting some success that they've never seen before. It's always fun when a new program can break through and become dominant the way this one has.
Yeah, they've been impressive, and, you know, doesn't hurt to have Carter Nelson show up on campus.
Sure doesn't.
Have a special player. I don't know that I've seen any Georgia coaches. I think Nebraska's got him pretty well locked up. So I suppose guys like Kirby Spart and Nick Saban, they know where Ainsworth is now.
That is amazing. Yeah, so now they'll be up here every year just scouting. Maybe there's somebody here tonight scouting some Burwell players. All right, 3rd down and 10. Probably one more snap. Here we go. This is a handoff to Drew Daw, who gets about 3 or 4 yards, and that's going to do it. Well, Burwell played their hearts out tonight, but in the end, it's just too much from Ainsworth. Your final, 28-0. Ainsworth gets the win. Post-game show coming up. You're watching NCN.
The postgame show on NCN is brought to you by You Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Home is more than a place. It is a feeling, a refuge, a comfort, and the home lending team at Madison County Bank knows how important it is to you to have a house that feels like a home. Building, remodeling, buying, or renting, no matter your home situation, stop into Madison County Bank to see how we can help you achieve your goal. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Home is more than a place. It is a feeling, a refuge, a comfort, and the home lending team at Madison County Bank knows how important it is to you to have a house that feels like a home. Building, remodeling, buying, or renting, no matter your home situation, stop into Madison County Bank to see how we can help you achieve your goal. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey Fill Up Plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
Post-game here in Burwell. It's Ainsworth 28-0 getting the win over the Burwell Longhorns alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top plays brought to you in part by Elkhorn Valley Bank. Visit Elkhorn Valley Bank for all your banking needs. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference. Ainsworth hitting the road, taking on Burwell. The Bulldogs trying to come off a shutout win with another one of their own. Burwell trying to bounce back and get their second win in a row. Ainsworth, team with championship aspirations, and the reason is because they can do things like this. This is Tragan McNally. Ainsworth second play from scrimmage, 52 yards to the house. Ainsworth strikes first. 6-0, they have the lead. Looks like we're in for a shutout or a shootout offensively. That was not the case. Both of these defenses really cinched in. Burwell trying to make something happen second quarter, but it's picked off. Underthrown on the trick play. Morgan Kinney comes up with the INT. Ainsworth now second quarter. Here's Carter Nelson, the four-star recruit, bouncing to the outside, 15 yards to the house. Ainsworth extending their lead to 14-0 at that point. But Ainsworth struggled to finish drives. Burwell's defense doing the job, including here, Ryder Swoboda with the interception. This was his third interception of the year. Turnover in the red zone. But Burwell can't do anything with it. How about third quarter? Swoboda again, his second INT as they were trying to get it to Nelson in the end zone. Ainsworth has 2 consecutive drives stop in the red zone. But as they try to get forward here, a third time in a row they are stuffed in the red zone. But Burwell's offense just couldn't get anything going. Ainsworth's defense really, really good. Fourth quarter, Trey Appelt catches the 14-yard reception from Tragan McNally. And then putting the bow on it late, Carter Nelson reading the pass from Biniam Sykes, and he is gone. Nothing but Bob Price Field in front of him. That is the dagger. And Ainsworth runs away with this one late. They get the win on the road, 28-0. Their second straight shutout. They improved to 3-0 on the year. Got to get those calisthenics in. Those top plays brought to you in part by Currency. Your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Our coach's post-game interview is brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at gosarpy.com. That coach, Jesse Owen, the sideline reporter, Luke Stera. Luke, take it away.
And down here on the field with winning head coach, Coach Owen. Fantastic game tonight, 28-0, 2 shutouts in a row for the Bulldogs. What did you see from your team that you liked tonight?
Saw a lot of grit and toughness. They came out and executed what we thought would be their game plan. They wanted to eat the clock and minimize our possessions. They made it tough for us to get outside on them, and our boys just battled.
Yeah, and obviously Burwell, a very dominant program in D1 football, or D2 football, excuse me. And you guys kind of the new kids on the block, maybe an underdog to use your mascot. But as of late, you guys have really, stood out and made your name known across the state. So how does it feel to beat a team like as dominant as Burwell has been in the past?
Absolutely. This is one that you want. You come into their place. Tons of tradition, like you said. This was one our boys were hungry for.
Yeah, and Coach, start off 3-0, heading into next week. What are the big things that you're taking from this game, trying to move forward on with the rest of the season?
Yeah, we have a couple of young linemen that made some mistakes down on the goal line. We got to be able to punch it in. We can't just big play people.
Yeah, perfect. And Coach, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And there's the player of the game himself making his presence. So I have to kind of reach up to talk to you with the mic. Carter Nelson. Fantastic game from you tonight. Before we get into the stats, Coach told me to ask you about the number change. You changed to 15 tonight. Can you kind of tell the people exactly what that means?
So I was number 22, but last year I had a buddy pass away, and he was going to go play college football, and that dude had more impact on me in a short period of time, and I can never give that back to him, so I just want to pay as much as I can to him, and wearing 15 tonight was definitely a way to me, just let him know that I still think about him every single day and how much he meant to me.
Yeah, and talking about that a little bit, I mean, does that help you out on the field? Just, go hard every play and wearing, proudly wearing that number 15.
Yes, sir. He was an animal. He would do anything he could to play football again. And he was going to go play at Midland, and just every time he was on the field or court or anything, I could see that kid just giving it 110%. So if I'm wearing 15, I'm going to have to put that out there just like he did.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now going into tonight's game, obviously 87 rushing yards with 89 of them coming in the second half. 8 of 9 on passing, 5 receptions with a touchdown, and then a pick 6 as well. I mean, you were all over the place tonight. So kind of, what do you go into a game, when you have to play that many positions and be asked a lot?
What goes into my mind is who I'm doing it for and my why. Another reason why I wear number 15 is because I'm playing for him. And then I got to do it for all my teammates that put their heart and soul out on the field because, we're a team. I would not be anything without those boys. So, I owe it all to them to give it my 100%.
Yeah, and of course, on one punt, I think it was in this fourth quarter here, I saw the Pat McAfee golf swing that you got there. So can you kind of tell the people out there what made you want to get that golf swing going out on the field?
Yeah, so my quarterback that I had my freshman, sophomore year, he was our punter. He did that after every good punt, and so I'm kind of doing that, just kind of keep the tradition alive because that's something we always had fun with. So.
Yeah, of course, Carter. Fantastic performance tonight, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, we're almost wrapping up down here on the field, but we'll send it back up to Eric and Lou one last time.
All right, thank you, Luke, and that player of the game interview brought to you in part by Dr. Kim Thor, chiropractor in Norfolk, located at 324 West Norfolk Avenue. Also by Nebraska Orthopedic Center, your healing destination. One thing we haven't really talked about, and one thing that I've noticed in talking to the coach and just watching these players interact, it's a fun bunch. This Ainsworth crew, these guys really seem to be enjoying themselves out there, and that goes a long way.
Exactly. I think that gives them even a better chance because once you get tight, once it becomes pressure, you just kind of naturally struggle at times. I think if you're having fun, you come out to practice, whatever, it helps you. It helps keep you loose in tight ball games. And as you saw with Carter Nelson, this team, I think, is a very close-knit team, and certainly Carter has something even really special to play for. Carter Nelson, what does he do? He passes, he rushes, he receives. I think he had 8 strikeouts tonight, 5 rebounds, and he bowled a 300 game. So what else can he do? He's a special player, but this is a good football team. Ainsworth is very, very good football team, and boy, I wouldn't bet against them to make it down to Lincoln come November.
He had a rouge as well, I think, tonight. Just did it all. All right, that wraps things up. Again, the final score, 28-0. Ainsworth gets the win. They're 3-0 with Niobrara Verdigris next on the schedule, possibly another 3-0 team on their schedule next week. Burwell 1-2, but a lot better than that record. They'll try to bounce back on the road next week against Ansley Litchfield. Do not forget about all the college football we got coming your way tomorrow. We've got Doane starting at 12:50 tomorrow, and then at 6:45, UNK will take us home in the evening. Until then, for my broadcast partner Lou Siefker, Luke Stera on the sideline, Connor Luby in the truck, and the entire NCN Sports crew, I'm Eric McKay. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.